sportslive.com. Coming to you from Corpus Christi, Texas. It's a Friday night football game, and the San Benito Greyhounds are taking on San Antonio O'Connor. To my right, Kevin Naro. To my left, Armando Garza. Guys, nothing better than round 3 playoffs as far as I'm concerned for the Rio Grande Valley.
Nowhere I'd rather be, Joe. I mean, this is the place to be. It's a hot ticket. There's a long line of people trying to get in here. I'm glad I got this seat up here with you.
Kevin, your thoughts getting ready for this football game?
Yeah, it's exciting all week. This being my first full year actually covering the Greyhounds at the Star. It's a lot of fun seeing the environment. Like Armando said, 2.5 hours before the game, people were lined up on the street and going back that way. So a couple of blocks down, and then all these people are here. They're continuing to file in. So it's gonna be a great atmosphere. Like Armando said, Buccaneer Stadium is the place to be on a Friday night in December.
Kevin Naro, currently a sports writer with the Valley Morning Star. Armando Garza, former sports writer with the Valley Morning Star. Both familiar with covering football teams, both familiar with the Greyhounds this year. Armando will be joining me on the color commentary throughout the broadcast. Kevin's with us during the pregame show. He'll also be back at halftime. We'll get into the past a little bit later on during this broadcast. Let's talk about the presents. Kevin, you've been there with practice. You've been at the last football game. What's the Greyhound mindset coming into this football game?
Well, Dan Gomez always wants to instill, or he wants his players to understand that we want to be the hardest hitting team on the field from the word go. And that's another thing that Coach Mull has done, the defensive coordinator for San Benito. This team is built for the big stage. That was one of the questions heading into this season is, can the Greyhounds take that next step? Are they built for the big stage? And that was the question. I said, absolutely. They've been in plenty of Battle of the Arroyos. They've been in district championships before. And it showed in week 1 against Laredo United. I think you covered that game. Ureta, game-winning drive. They won that football game. And people were wondering, well, Westlake East goes out and hammers Sherryland, and San Benito barely beats Laredo United. And for some, thought that was good enough to put San Benito number 2 and put Westlake East number 1. And I wondered why. I said, they said, well, why do you have them number 1? Because they barely beat a Laredo United team. And I said, well, they beat a Laredo United team that went 3 deep last year. They beat Harlingen in the second round. And I said, it's the way they did it. The way they did it, on the final drive, Ureta showed his colors, showed his clutch gene. And that's why I said San Benito was the number 1 team from the word go. And through all this entire season, I've kept that, saying that San Benito is the number 1 team because of the way they play defense with Brian Ressa, 13 sacks as a junior, 20 sacks this year as a senior. I talked to him earlier in the week. His his footwork, everything, those are the things he worked on in the offseason to get better, and he got bigger and he got stronger. So Brian Ressa, he's going to have his workout cut out from Logan Parr. That's going to be a matchup, pound for pound, 2 of the bigger guys we're going to see on the field. So a little defensive end tackle position there that's going to be fun to watch. The linebacking core for San Benito, we're going to go with Ryan Castillo. Help me out here.
Pedro Gomez is the guy you got to watch,
tackler,
definitely.
And Pen Guajardo. The 3 linebackers for San Benito, 3 of the best linebacking core, in my opinion, in the Valley.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Armando, the mindset of the Greyhounds in round 3. Obviously, perhaps the biggest hurdle to clear is getting your mind right to play in round 3 against the talent. How do you see this team stacking up and getting ready for this game?
And that's what we talked about off air is the mindset of this team. And then you touched on that, Kevin, with Dan Gomez. He puts his kids in the right frame of mind, doesn't let them get too high, doesn't let them get too low. Just even keeled, business as usual. Hey, let's go on to the next one. So I don't see any intimidation with this year's Greyhound team. These guys have been in big games, like you've said. They've won a close one last week where they had to really dig deep. And I think they're coming in brimming with confidence, and that's something that's very important. Over the years, anybody who's watched Valley football knows that sometimes teams come up here and they're happy to be here, and that's it. They break out the basketballs after that. So this team is not like that, though. The mindset from the beginning of the season, from off season, watching these guys work, I mean, it's been very impressive, and they're not done yet. By no stretch are they done yet.
Not only are they coming in with confidence, but they're all healthy. That was one big thing that Coach Gomez told me heading into the bi-district round, was that these guys were blowing out teams in the second quarter to where Tyrone Harper was out of the game and he only had 6 carries, 100 yards. Ho-hum, right? Eric Reta was out of the game early. So that's why some of these numbers, you think they're big now. Just imagine if they would have played full ball game.
Right.
And that's happened maybe about 3 or 4 times. So everybody's healthy. That's the big important key, because we've seen what injuries can do to teams. It really makes a difference. So the Hounds are not only, like you said, brimming with confidence, but they're all healthy.
Pregame continues. I'm Armando Garza to my left, Kevin Naro to my right. We'll be back and we'll discuss a little bit more as we break down the Greyhounds and the Panthers after this.
and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's forever memories, antiques, and collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
We're back here, and we're in the press box now on the visitor side, which could be home side if you start to think about people. The crowd, as expected, Armando Garza, they were lined up here for as far as you could see before they got in this facility.
And that's what you're going to get with a Valley team is the support right away. You're going to get that fan support, not just from San Benito, but everywhere else in between. So great thing that the Valley always comes out and supports their team.
Kevin, this San Benito team, early in the season, this time of year, this team right now, are they a slow-starting football team, or has that been changed?
It's been changed, and you're right. At the beginning of the year, we would see this offense like a wet engine. It would just click, 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 and once it got going, it was full force. And I think the past couple of games against Edinburgh North, in the bi-district round, they scored on each and every possession except once. I believe they punted once, and then Eric Reta was telling me that they have a goal on every possession of each half. They want to score a touchdown, whether it's the first half or the second half, and they accomplished those goals. They did it against Edinburgh North. I think, Armando, you were there, and we saw what they can do full force, and then at some point, it's like, okay, they're not even breaking open their offense. They're kind of just, little dink and dunk passes, and it was still working to perfection. Against McAllen Memorial, we saw a little bit of a different, we saw a challenge, and that's what Coach Dan Gomez said. We wanted a challenge. We got one, and it was against a very good McAllen Memorial team. And, defensively, they did a number against San Benito. And in that third quarter, McAllen Memorial won that football game. So if football was a three-quarter game, McAllen Memorial would have won that game. And a lot of people were on their toes in that third quarter. And I thought McAllen Memorial did a good job on adjustments. Coach Littleton, he has that ghost, behind him of being in the second round and meeting teams out of 32-6A. And much credit to them and the job they did. Junior quarterback Sean Scoggin, I think he found himself in that football game and emerged as a player. But San Benito, they made the adjustments in that fourth quarter, and they did what they do. Granted, they gave up the late lead, but again, it goes back to them being in that big moment, and no bigger moment in the area around at home. Eric Reta drove the team down 7 plays, 78-yard drive, scored with 13 seconds left.
Armando, District 32-6A. It's a juggernaut year in, year out. But in a season in which you say these words, Harlingen Cardinals beat Reagan and couldn't get out of 32-6A into the playoffs, and yet San Benito runs the table. What does that say about this football team?
I mean, it says a lot, and this district was not easy, as you can tell. 3 out of the 4 teams are from 32-6A, and it's a testament to the program. As I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight because Dan Gomez has a program going on right now. It's not just, hey, we're having a good year and let's see what happens. They've been working toward this for a long, long time. They've played in plenty of big games, as Kevin alluded to, and that district schedule really got them ready. They got a good fight from Los Fresnos. They had a big game against Harlingen where you were looking for possibly some sort of letdown. Didn't have that at all. Westaco East, they came to play in that game too. So Memorial, they had them in the regular season.
The Hannah game as well.
So they've had tests. It's not like they've had just cakewalks all year. They've had their tests. They just not their fault. They make it look easy sometimes.
So this football team they're up against, O'Connor. Now you look at them and say, I don't care how you slice it, they're unbeaten, and they've beaten 3 teams that are currently in round 3 as well, including Cibolo Steel.
And they have, and we're talking off camera where you hear Lake Travis, you hear Westlake, and that kind of right away kind of gets some people shaking in their boots. O'Connor hasn't gotten to that level just yet. No disrespect at all, but they don't have that instant fear of, wow, we're playing this team. We'll do Christmas shopping this weekend because it's over. These guys are very good. Don't get me wrong at all. But I don't think the fear is there yet because they are one of the younger schools in San Antonio. But a very impressive football team, though. Definitely a great job they've done all season long.
Kevin, you know a little bit about O'Connor.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. I know the first thing that popped in your head was 12-point victory.
Right. Right, that's the first thing. So when I went back and started to do some research, that's right, excuse me, when I looked at the schedule, I said, oh, they beat Cibolo Steel by 12. They were in the state championship last year. I'm like, okay, that's a big red flag for me if I'm pulling for the Greyhounds. But, yeah, I got to catch up with Roel Sanchez. As you know, he was kind of the buzz of the town over in San Benito. His father, Roel Sanchez Sr., was a San Benito alumni, graduated in 1986. All their family still lives there in San Benito. So Roel is the quarterback for San Antonio. O'Connor, he's their starting quarterback. He's having a heck of a year. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards, I believe. He's a stud. He can run. He can throw. He's an all-around athlete. So I got a chance to speak with him, and he said that he grew up going to San Benito to visit his grandmother, so he's been in the area before. He's familiar with Greyhound football. His family tells him all the stories. His dad tells him all the stories. And then his father moved to San Antonio in '89 after he played 2 years of college ball at Texas Southmost. So their valley through and through, you know, they just had a job opportunity, and he left and started living in San Antonio, and then that's where Roel came. And Roel actually has been to a San Benito game. It was against Smithson Valley or Schertz Clemens, 2015 in Kingsville. So he's like, hey, I've been to a San Benito game, and I've even sat on their side on their side before. So he goes, I'm familiar with them. I'm familiar with their crowd. I'm familiar with what they're about, their program. So that's a fun storyline that's going to be here tonight. So we are going to have some Greyhound because fan base on the O'Connor side.
Kevin Naro, Armando Garza. I'm Joe Bowling. This is Rio Sports Live, and we'll be back with more after this.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar, perfecto para familias grandes y reuniones. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty, cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato valley-wide.
Back here in the press box, you can see on the field, when we switch our cameras over to the field side, that there's a little activity going on right now. And you could tell because the crowd is just deadly quiet down there. But there is a big crowd down there, and they'll wait for anything to happen to start making some noise. So let's talk about the history of this stadium. All right, when you talk about round three, you talk about places that Valley traditionally teams do not want to play in. Westaco East tonight in the Alamo Dome. But this stadium, Armando Garza, is another story.
There's a little magic here that I think Joe's very familiar with the Harlingen Cardinals. So, if the Greyhounds needed anything on their side, they got the stadium to do that. Not as far a drive for the fans, which is good. Of course, they would go anywhere. It doesn't matter if the game was in Amarillo or anywhere. The fans would come anyway. So, but close drive for San Benito fans. There's a line sticking out all the way to Leopard Street here. They're going to have the support, as we talked about earlier. And that's over the years, and they say, hey, having the band with us, the cheerleaders, fans, alumni, everybody's got to kind of do their part to get games like this, to get games won. You need all those types of little advantages to get. So certainly by the crowd size, San Diego's got one already in the books.
There's a difference in playing a football game, Kevin. Sometimes you play a game not to lose. Sometimes you play a game to outright win. The history of this football team in this season was they went into the Harlingen game wanting to win the football game. Was that the best they had played yet from the minute that game started?
Yeah, I think that was the most complete performance we saw from San Benito, given they had a little extra umph because it was the Battle of the Arroyo, and it was at home. So for the seniors, that was really special. And I thought they really put it to Harlingen, and they were not going to let their foot off the gas, because we had seen previously, like I mentioned before, that they get a big lead in the second quarter, they pull their guys out. No. And I was kind of wondering. I said, okay, when is Dan going to pull Bretta, when is he gonna, maybe ease up a little bit? I don't think he's pulled him out until like the fourth quarter. But hey, it's game on. When it's Battle of the Arroyo, really no holds bars, right?
So imagine that team, and you saw them too in the Battle of the Arroyo this year. Is that the mindset that they take into a game like this? I know the last two were round 1 and 2 of the playoffs, but were they as amped up for those two games as they were that Harlingen game? And do you expect them to be as amped up here?
Speaking to people, they're kind of like, all right, did they come out a little sluggish, maybe looking ahead against McAllen Memorial? And I don't think that's the case. I think Memorial just gave them a great ball game. And like Kevin said, that's something that's going to prepare them for a game like this against an O'Connor. So I don't see that at all, the letdowns, anything like that. This team is just mentally focused. And whether they're playing a team, Brownsville Rivera, or they're playing San Antonio O'Connor, the mindset is the same. And if you talk to Dan Gomez, he's going to have the same look on his face, the same intensity, the same goals, and he'll find something wrong in a game that they win by 50, 60 points. And that's the mark of a good coach.
Kevin, you've been around Dan Gomez more so this season than ever before. So is this truly a football team that takes the characteristics of their coach onto the football field with them?
Absolutely, because Armando can attest to this. They're based off of their work ethic. And that's one thing that Coach Dan Gomez really stresses is we come to work every day. And then that's because these guys go out there, 6:30 in the morning every day. So it's a grind. And like he said, Coach Gomez, I've been there when he's won. I've been there when he's lost. He has the same face on his same expressions. But he's done a phenomenal job on keeping this team, like he said, level-headed, not too high, not too low, because we're a part of it. When we put Tyrone Harper on the front cover of a paper or on a website, Eric Reta, and we put up those glamorous numbers, and I think Coach Gomez has done a good job on leveling all that out. I'll talk to him every week, and I say, hey, I don't say, hey, Coach, can I talk to this guy this week? He says, let me give you this kid. Let me give you that kid. He likes to give everybody a little bit of the spotlight. And he runs a tight ship, like I've heard you say before. And I walk into that locker room and I can feel it. I said, hey, these kids know their job. They know what they need to do week in and week out.
Greyhounds are making their way onto the field right now, and as they're running on, the crowd is starting to make some noise. We'll slide that window open, which will be our center window, and you can start hitting some ambient noise, and we'll start getting a feel of a football game here. Guys, I'm excited to be here for this football game, and when I got a hold of you two and got you back in this booth, I mean, this is just what it's all about.
It is. It's a thing that never goes away, and being a teacher and a coach, and yes, I work in San Benito, but just the feeling, the buzz, the butterflies you get, it's something that you can never replace, and it doesn't get old. And I can't stay away. I keep telling people I'm retired, and here I am every year.
Yeah, I told people when I moved to the Valley that I had retired from sportscasting, and yet, yeah, I get you. Here we are. Kevin Nardo, running game. I want to talk about the San Benito Greyhounds because preseason, when I first talked to you about the running game, it was the same thing we talked about last year. Do they use Harper enough? Well, now the question.
Absolutely. I think we were at Midnight Madness at St. Joe. And I said it last night on our Facebook Live show was that I said, Roy, I think Coach Gilbert Liad may have heard me because I said Ty Harper needs the ball 20, 25 times a game, heck, even 30 in a game like this because he's that type of running back. He's an uphill runner. The longer the game goes on, the stronger he gets. And that's the best part about him. And the offensive line, they got a great offensive line anchored by Hector De Jesus. They got 4 seniors on there, 1 junior. It's a big offensive line. And if you talk to Eric Reta, he'll tell you, I want to thank my O-line. So the running game is there, and it's become a power running game. Although it's an up-tempo offense, it's a balanced offense. But at the same time, if you want to play power football, San Benito can do that with Tyrone Harper.
Talk about Harper and his progression over the years being a Greyhound and what he was when he started and what he is now.
I think he's earned the trust of the coaches, and you talk to the running backs coach, Jimmy Young, and he says, hey, I want to get Tyrone the rock. And it grew from year to year, and this year it's become just apparent that, like Kevin said, he's one of those workhorse running backs. The more he gets the football, when he runs angry, when he runs with a purpose, he's very hard to bring down. He showed against Edinburgh North he can break long ones. He's not just a 5-10 yard guy. He'll bust an 80-yard one on you if you're not careful. So I think it was about earning the trust, learning the system, getting the kinks out. And now that he's been in the system and the program, that's why you're seeing the numbers that you're seeing.
Is it a run first, pass second, or vice versa? Or is it just a team that says, I'm going to pick out what's going on and I'm going to run with that?
I think that's what Gilbert Leal does. And that's what makes him such a great coach is that he'll work with what you give him, and he's looking ahead and he wants to see what he passes. I'm not paying for play just to see what you'll do, and I'm already thinking ahead in the chess match. I'm thinking for the play ahead. So you're gonna see a mixed bag. You're gonna see a little bit of everything tonight, definitely.
Isaiah Trevino, I really like what Coach Leal has done with him. You know, he's their best receiver, and we'll see him come out of jet sweeps. They'll move him around, find mismatches. So I really it's not only going to be Isaiah Trevino, but guys like Tyler Solis, guys like Jacob Cavazos, Mars Morales. Those are going to be those X factors that are going to get those extra yards, maybe pick up that third down, and maybe score that one touchdown that might make the difference in this game. Because we all know the big names. We all know they're going to be there. But can these role players step up and make some plays for San Benito? I think that's going to be a big key tonight.
Is it a game that so often in round 3 we talk about you better not turn it over? Is this team capable of playing through those kind of mistakes? Or do they have to play mistake-free?
Well, I mean, you always want to play mistake-free. I think if they do make a miscue early, they have the offense and they have the tempo to be able to catch up and say, hey, all right, let's atone for that. Let's go ahead and fix that. So if it's early, they get the jitters out. I think they can overcome that. If it's late, obviously, Captain Obvious, it's not going to be very good. But if this is a team that's built to sustain leads, they can come back, as you saw last week. So they can do a little bit of everything. They're not just a one-dimensional team, and that's what makes them so hard to beat.
When we come back, we'll talk about their opponent a little bit more. We're on the pregame show. O'Connor, San Benito. We're at Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi, and this is RioSportsLive.com.
These are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué el Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar, perfecto para familias grandes y reuniones. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty, cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, and it's a step back in time. Forever Memories is for you.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. Share our knowledge, vision, and connections. We turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. We can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We get involved at Rotary.org.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué el Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete para la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
The site is Buccaneer Stadium. We're in Corpus Christi, Texas, and this is RioSportsLive.com. I'm Joe Bowling, and Armando Garza joins me up in the press box as we are set for the Round 3 game between these two teams, both undefeated on the season and both raring to go to get into that Round 4. And it's a magical night of football. It's a beautiful night for football. And welcome again to our broadcast. We are coming to you live on many platforms as we start this broadcast. Armando Garza, they're watching back home. You know some fans that couldn't make the trip, and they're just as amped up as we are to get this football game going.
Absolutely. You know, I have a lot of friends that are from my newspaper days. Port Isabel fans texting me, Donna fans, Westaco fans. I've even had some of my students at San Benito, the middle school kids. So shout out to them, getting everybody online on Real Sports Live.
We got all kinds of people that are chiming in. Juan Carlos Garcia says, Go Hounds, get the win. Glenn Guzman, Piero Pince, Greyhounds. Go Hounds, says Jesus Tamayo. Albert Salinas, awesome job. Thanks for the tip right there. And then Ortiz is saying, go Panthers. So we got some fans out there on the other side as well. And we also have a Wing Shack. I know we got some people watching back there in San Benito. So again, a beautiful facility to watch a football game, and the crowd is... All right, we talked about the San Benito crowd. Let's look across the way because, Armando, we've been to Round 3 games in which San Antonio doesn't bring the house. There's a big crowd here following this O'Connor club.
Oh, there is, and it happens in any sport with O'Connor. Like we mentioned earlier, O'Connor's one of the newer schools in the Northeast School District, but they've enjoyed a lot of success. On the softball side, basketball, football. They turn out for their teams definitely, and it's no different tonight. They got a pretty good crowd filing in over there.
We were scheduled for a 7:30 kickoff. They just started the clock, and so it's at 29 minutes. We may be a little behind times as far as the kickoff goes, and, well, that's just part of playoff football. And I think it may be to accommodate, to make sure everyone gets in this place, because there was a huge line trying to get into this facility.
And there still is, and not just the San Benito side, but the O'Connor side as well. There's people waiting to get in, and there's people still fighting, looking for their seats. So, yeah, it's going to be a packed house tonight.
Let's go back over the years, Armando, and talk about San Benito football and just where it's come from as far as moving forward. So as Armando switches up on the audio side, we'll talk about this Greyhound football, where the programs come from over the years. And I'm not just talking about the Dan Gomez years. Let's just talk about Greyhound football and what these fans have been through over the years.
Over the years, it's been kind of few and far between with San Benito as far as football success. They'd have a good team here or there, kind of go through their doldrums. But year 4 of Dan Gomez, and they've been subject to some great football each year. A couple of years ago, they had the 3rd round appearance against Church Clemens. Everybody talks about, before that, it was the 2014 with Mario Peña and George Peña on that wonderful team. Tommy Roberts before that. People in San Benito, if you go drink a cup of coffee, they'll still talk about the 90s and Pride making the difference with Tommy Roberts. And, those are the teams that make impacts. And San Benito fans have always been hungry. It's a one high school town, one of only 2 6A in the Valley. So, they love their Greyhounds, and, they're enjoying every minute of this.
As I'm lining up who's going to do color with me for tomorrow's game, which, by the way, is also broadcast here for the Los Fresnos game, on my right side will be Manny Gomez from the Harlingen Cardinals. On my left side will be Tino Villarreal coming to me from the St. Joe side. But as I was talking to other coaches about the broadcast and about some other things I'm putting together, Monty Stumbaugh can rattle off every game he's lost in the last 20 years, Armando, in the playoffs, and tell you why he should have won that football game. So the San Benito Greyhounds fans, back in those years, the 90s and the 2000s.
Oh, they do, and they still talk about the glory days, upsetting teams and games that they should have won. You're right. But, again, the highlighted years, 1961 with Jim Helms, state semifinals. We've talked a lot about that. 2004. 3rd round team with Randy Reza, a team that took the Valley by storm. And now here we are again. We had a 2015 team a couple years ago, very good. But this team has been number 1 from, start to finish of the regular season. And, people have caught Hound fever. And once you see people that you don't normally see at the games, that's when you know it's a special season. You got the diehards, and we all know who they are in San Benito. But once you start seeing people who never turn out for games, that's when you know there's something special going on.
And that's why it's such a big deal when you start talking about next week, because right now there are 4 teams left in the Rio Grande Valley, and we have to look at it realistically. If that's half of that number next week, it's a monumental year. But when you start bringing everybody else on board, then suddenly all this purple turns into the blues and the greens and the blacks and the golds coming from other schools, and this thing gets bigger.
It does, and that's what makes Valley football so special anywhere in Texas. The fact that during the season, it's, hey, I want to beat you badly. But once the playoffs start, it's like, hey, let's get behind each other. It's Thanksgiving. I'm going to wear my Letterman jacket from whatever school I'm from, and I'm going to go watch who's left in the playoffs. You see it up here in Corpus. You've seen it in Kingsville many years, even Laredo, San Antonio. And that's what makes the Valley so special, is that the fact that they rally they love football so much, and they just want to see the Valley get that respect.
Let's talk a little bit about this Panther football team. Traditionally, when we're talking about teams out of the coming into round 3 against the Rio Grande Valley team, we always seem to find 1, 2, 3 premier athletes that are guys that's, okay, you had better stop the sheer athletes. Do you see that kind of athleticism? And what I'm talking about is the gap between the sheer athletes for San Benito and the sheer athletes for O'Connor, which we've noted in years before has been easy to spot.
Right, and just by looking at them right now, I think of the first thing a lot of players will ask is, I want to see how big they are. Fans will say that, hey, I want to see them in pregame warm-ups as we watch them here. How big are they? And it stays again into the mindset. Looking down at O'Connor, they've got some pretty good-sized kids, and they're not all linemen. You see some skill position guys as they run plays going into the end zone. They've got guys making catches. They've got slender guys. They've got lanky guys. They've got big linemen. They've got speedy guys. So it looks like they have the variety that we have come to expect from a San Antonio team.
Field conditions are perfect. Conditions as far as getting ready to play this football game are perfect. You can't talk about that as far as, well, they're going to have to adjust for anything. Armando, these two teams are going to be able to put out exactly what they want to do, game plan, and go out here and execute.
And just, San Benito's used to playing on turf. They play fast. I don't see anything to affect that. Just like you said, this is a beautiful turf. I know they renovated Buck Stadium not too long ago. It looks very, very good, and then ample conditions for the Greyhounds to get off and running here.
Panthers make their way out onto the sideline. As they do that, we'll also take a break. When we come back, we'll get closer to kickoff. 23 minutes on the clock, and again, thanks for joining us. This is coverage of Round 3 playoff from Corpus Christi, Texas, Buccaneer Stadium on Rio Sports Live.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we have got 22 minutes even on the clock as far as the countdown for the opening kickoff, and I would expect we'll be right on the money as far as that countdown goes. They'll get the teams off the field, back on the field, have the playing of the school songs and the national anthem, and then we'll have the coin toss and all of the stuff that gets you ready for football, Armando. In some cases, when you're all amped up and ready to play football, the hardest part to coach through kids is this last 20 minutes. Contain where you're at, maintain where you're at, but bottom line,
sometimes you see here guys, they're talking to the officials, they're doing other things. You look at Gomez and the coordinators, they're right there looking at extra points. They don't look scared. They don't look like they're not waiting for the game to start here.
Mondo, you've covered teams with the Port Isabels over the years that have won in round 3, that have won games like this against premier athletes. Do you sense that this football team is in that category of ready to go and knows what they have to do to get to that next level?
You know, ever since 5 years to the day that PI did that, I'm always asked about that game, and I'm always asked what made that team so special, and it was the drive. And they didn't play a perfect game that night, but they dug deep and they came back and they won it in a dramatic fashion. And I think I've seen that with them. They're not complacent. They have that drive that Coach Gomez and the rest of the staff has instilled in them, and that's a big key in a game like this.
So they are ready to go. They're ready for this challenge as far as being prepared as they're over there coming off the field. Now, when they come by here, again, they're going to get the full effect of just what's here to carry them on. Now, Bobby Morrow Stadium can hold a lot of fans, but I dare say Bobby Morrow Stadium would not hold the number of people that are on the visitor side here at Buccaneer Stadium tonight.
No, it would not, and there's always people standing along the fence, and I'm gathering you're going to see that again here at Buck Stadium tonight. Again, the Greyhound fans, the best in the Valley as far as I'm concerned. They turn out, they support their boys, and they have not disappointed tonight whatsoever.
And again, we may have a little extra time here before the opening kickoff, so what we'll do is we'll take one of our extra breaks here, and we'll get ready for football. There's 19 minutes on the clock, and San Benito is set to take on O'Connor and the Panthers. Back after this.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the TQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato Valley-wide.
Back here, Joe Bowling, Armando Garza alongside of me as we are waiting for the clock to tick away. And so are fans who are watching and commenting online. Armando, this is, as a fan perspective, the worst time, and that is waiting for those final 17 or 15 minutes to click off and get going. It is up here for us, too, and it is when we're down the sidelines.
It is, and, I still see people trying to find seats here. There's a lot of purple and not too many gaps in between, but, I'm also getting a lot of notifications from fans back home, kind of anxious. I've got a couple of people saying, hey, we're watching this on the big screen. I put this on the wall in my garage. So there's people that are excited, and I know we are too. We're waiting for this thing to get going here.
All right, let's talk about the Rio Grande Valley and the football season that it has been. What stands out this year in Rio Grande football compared to maybe some of the others?
Well, again, being employed by San Benito, I'm going to throw a little homer in there, but it's been the talk of the Greyhounds, really, and no slight to anybody else. Of course, Edinburgh Vella's having a great season, and best of luck to them as well. But it's been San Benito, and there's a special aura about Greyhound football. It's a one high school town. Like I said, there's only one other school, which is Los Fresnos, and they're playing tomorrow. So you'll see a little bit of that with them too. But a one high school town everybody's behind the town. Of course, we had early release today on Friday to make sure people weren't in a rush and got here safely. So, it's everybody rallied behind the one school in town. San Benito's not. I'm sure it's somewhat of those not right now here, but that's what makes it special, and that's what makes this a little more special with San Benito is that they're the 6A school, one high school town, having a great season, and putting District 32 6A on the map as it even though it's already been there, but keeping it there, and that's what's been special this year thus far.
Let's talk another thing about this football team, Armando. It's no surprise that they're here because this was expected. Last season, when the year ended, people circled this team and said, if ever there's a San Benito football team that's going to have enough returning and enough skill position and enough across the board, so it's no surprise they're here. But healthy, how good is this football team?
And last year there was a lot of disappointment, not just in the San Benito locker room, but I think with football fans in general. A lot of San Benito fans and people inside the locker room thought that they would beat Laredo United South last year. So that loss still stings. And you're right. This season was the year that they were going to come out and try to atone for that loss, and they have. So here they are, third round, with a chance to go to the fourth round. And not many teams can say that. So that's a credit to them, working hard in the offseason and getting things going for this year.
They've got the opening coin toss happening right now, and as you can see, the Hounds send plenty of representatives out there for this. Dan Gomez traditionally going to put the defense out there first, Armando?
You never know with him, and even though he's my boss in a way, since I'm a middle school coach, but you never know with the Greyhounds. Sometimes they go for two when you don't expect them to. Sometimes they'll throw an onside kick. You just never know. I'm not as far as what the game plan is here, but I think they're comfortable either way, either sending out the defense or getting the ball first to go on offense, which looks like is exactly what's going to happen here.
That's what they're going to do. The Greyhounds will receive the football, and so now when they head back inside that locker room for a last time, Dan Gomez can stare at his offense. And what does he say to that football team offensively to start this game off?
I think he tells them, hey, just do what you've been doing all year. The biggest thing that we're going to talk about tonight with San Benito offense is tempo. Tempo, tempo, tempo. They control the tempo on offense. They keep the defense off balance. If they can do that from the onset tonight and put up some points early to give them that confidence, this is a very winnable game for them if they're able to do that tonight.
Let's break them down, Armando. We talked about Tyrone Harper extensively during Kevin's stint. Let's talk about the quarterback, Eric Retta, and what he means to this football team and where he's at as far as running this show.
Under the tutelage of Gilbert Leal and that offensive coaching staff, he's really taken to it, like a duck to water, as they say. He soaks up everything that Gilbert Leal has taught him. And you see that with him. He's a leader. He's poised. He's not a rah-rah guy, but he'll get in people's faces if he needs to. And he's a leader by example. He's a great teammate, and he's a leader of this football team. I know earlier this season you talked to Mike Burgett at Westaco East, and he says, hey, look at Eric Retta. That guy's going to be the MVP of the district. And that's a lot of respect coming from a really good coach right there. So that just shows you what people think about Eric Retta. He might not be the biggest guy on the field, but he plays like he is the biggest guy on the field.
Let's talk about his arm strength and his receiving core and just what is going to have to happen as far as him getting off to a good start.
It's early completions, and, they're not going to go stretch the field on you every single play, although they can. But it's just getting in that rhythm and finding the tempo, and you're going to get tired of me saying tempo tonight and speed of the game. But that's what Gilbert Leal and the offense want to do. They want to dictate and say, hey, we're going to play this game at our level, at our speed, at our comfort zone, and keep you off balance. And if they're able to do that early, that's when you'll start to see things flow.
So let's compare the tempo to a St. Joseph, who is ultimately the fast pace as it gets. Will they go to that level if they see that can work?
Absolutely, and they're not afraid to do that, and that's the good thing about this offense is that they are multidimensional. Yes, Tyrone Harper is a wonderful running back, but Eric Retta's a good quarterback. A guy that we haven't talked about enough yet, but I have a feeling we will, is Isaiah Trevino, one of the fastest kids on the field. He's sure-handed. They'll give it to him on end arounds. They'll throw him short passes. They'll throw him long passes. They'll use the weapons they have to get the tempo that they want to get.
And so Trevino, will they look to isolate him and make plays in the flats, Will they extend him out over the middle? Where's his best strength?
His best strength is on the edges because he is the fastest player on the San Benito offense. And when you get him in space, whether it's in the flats, whether it's on the sideline, whether it's on a go route, getting Isaiah in space, and that's what they like to do because when he has the ball in his hands, it's a home run almost every time because he's got that kind of special talent.
O'Connor on the other side has got about 4 guys on the statistics that are the guys that have done it. And when you get to this part of the season and you've played 12 football games, well, then tendencies are indeed something you look at. And when you've only got 4 guys putting up 90% of the yards, Armando, is that something you scout wholeheartedly? Let's concentrate on 4 players. Or is this the kind of game you start saying, we better pull out what they did with that extra tight end or with that extra receiver?
Exactly, and that's what good teams do at this level. Coaches like to say in the 3rd round, every team is good. And, O'Connor is talented, and you're right. They've had 3 or 4 big guns kind of do the damage this year. But, yeah, I mean, you have to do your due diligence as a defensive coordinator. And I think Mike Mull and the staff have done that. I think, it would be foolish to just focus on 1 or 2 or 3 guys. They have to be ready for anything tonight because you lose, you go home, it's over. So, O'Connor's going to pull out the stops if they have to.
I want to talk about the Greyhounds and the ability to make adjustments. That's been some of the most powerful football teams that's come through the Rio Grande Valley are teams that can do that. So, a classic example is early in the season, they literally rolled over McCallum Memorial. Last week, they were in a dogfight, if you will, which is good to use for the Hounds here. But was that adjustments okay, well, this team's doing something totally different, and now we find another way to beat them?
I think it was, and like Kevin alluded to in the pregame show, is that everybody's going to give their best against San Benito, and Dan Gomez likes to say that. We know what we're going to get from everybody. Everybody wants to beat San Benito. When you're the number 1 team and you have that bullseye, you're going to get the best shot from everyone. So, they're used to that, and I think that's kind of prepared them for a game like this tonight.
But isn't O'Connor a team that has the same want to beat the Greyhounds as does McCallum Memorial last week? Or could they come in here complacent and get bit early?
I think a few years ago you would hear the Valley Week talk, and teams would kind of expect to roll over. And I think as the years have gone on and the talent has improved and you hear that much. I often, Valley Week, hey, this is another bye week for us. I think every team has to respect who is in the 3rd round. And I don't expect any different from O'Connor. I know they respect San Benito.
Sherrylands and the Vellas who have competed at the Class 3 or Round 3 level.
You have to, and talk about it to them. And they're not even in the playoffs. But that's just a credit to what Manny Gomez and the program they have in Harlingen. They beat Reagan, like you said earlier this year. They're not afraid to play anybody. And I think that's what you've seen over the years in the Valley, is that it's grown. Hey, we're not scared to play a team from San Antonio or Laredo or Corpus or anywhere else. The fact that fear is going away, that's when the respect starts to
and some change counting on this thing. But you've been around Dan Gomez enough now. I know he is the kind of coach that continually pounds it into you. Just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you've done all year. 5 a.m. every morning in preseason. Is it really, truly what he's saying to these guys right now with 7 minutes before they walk on this football field?
There's no doubt in my mind it is, because that's been the recipe for success is, hey, we work hard. We outwork almost every team that we play. Every team. As a sports writer, you get close to coaches and you get to know what they feel, what they think, how they approach the game. But when you're inside the program a little bit as a coach, you see the X's and O's, you see the preparation, and all these varsity coaches, not just Dan Gomez, of course, but he has a great coaching staff around him. They work well together. They work hard 7 days a week most of the time. So
the Hounds come back on to the football field. What's the trickle-down effect? What happens at that middle school level when you're around those other athletes that are coming up into what is now a legitimate program? What is the trickle-down effect?
You know, the kids we have now, they see these kids having this success. And, you know, just a mere 3-4 years ago, they were at our level. They were in our locker room. It serves as a big springboard for the program. And that's what the total program is in good hands, because when they see that, hey, I remember this guy as an 8th grader, and I remember him as a 7th grader. Now look at him on the varsity level. You know, when they see that success, the middle school kids, your freshman kids, your JV kids, they work that much harder, and everybody's having a good time playing football.
We'll take a final break. When we come back, it'll be opening kickoff. San Benito and O'Connor. It's coming up soon here on Rio Sports Live. We're just keeping it right here rolling. We got the cameras going, and the San Benito Greyhounds are making their way out onto the football field, coming through the big helmet, if you will. And here come the O'Connor Panthers out onto this football field. And now you get the feeling that we're truly in big-time football as far as round 3 playoff in this part of Texas.
You know, here we go. The butterflies are at an all-time high right now. We got 4 minutes and change. You know, everybody's amped up. All the fans are on their feet. You know, this is what Texas high school football is all about.
The other side on the field. Armando, what do you think's going on over there as Coach Dave Molesky is talking to his group?
You know, in these days of huddle and all these kind of fast animals, you know, they're going to be work there. Connor as well. So, you know, they're expecting speed. You know, like I said, in these days of huddle and film and video, they know what each other are going to do. It's just, hey, who's going to step up and stop it?
There are other games going on involving Rio Grande Valley football teams just across town here. We've got the Edinburgh Vela Sabercats playing in their game. West Coease is playing tonight, and then tomorrow Los Fresnos is playing. But the Los Fresnos game is what the coaches from this game are at least sending someone down there to watch that game. And the winner is going to send a bunch of people down there to watch that game tomorrow.
You know, it is. And it's an afternoon game. It's at Los Fresnos. It's in the Valley. Everybody will be there. That's going to be a special atmosphere tomorrow at Leo Aguilar Stadium.
We want to remind you that on RioSportsLive.com, that's where you can watch this thing. And we are bringing it live to you here in the Rio Grande Valley. And we do thank all of the support and the sponsors. We're on the other platforms that we always try to maintain our broadcast on as well. And so be sure you pass the word around there. Go to the website, RioSportsLive.com. You're going to see it first and foremost from right there. National anthem are going to be played. We'll step aside. Playing the national anthem is in the books, and now we are going to see the two teams meet one final time with their coaches and then make their way out onto the football field. Thanks again for joining us. We are at Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it's round 3 high school football. Minute left on this clock as we're waiting for the officials to head onto the football field. We thank you again for joining us here on our break. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with a kickoff after this.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
We are back, my friends, and we are set for the opening kickoff for the Greyhounds of San Benito taking on the O'Connor Panthers, and we thank you for joining us. Whatever mode you may be watching or keeping track of this game, we do thank you for joining us here for our broadcast. Got some camera operators out doing their due diligence, and on this small growth of this company, taking some real small steps. Armando, I'm real proud to say this is a big step forward.
No, it is, and and you're one of the best in the business, Joe. And we've done this before. This isn't our first rodeo. So when you gave me a call to be here, I didn't think twice about it. And that's why I'm here, and we're expecting a good one here.
Hounds to return the kick, and they will send Tyrone Harper back to return this kick. He'll stand in his 15-yard line, and we'll see first and foremost just what kind of respect they may have for Tyrone Harper. Will they kick it to him, or will they kick it away and go for something short?
These angle kicks, these sideline type kicks, squibs, pooches, things like that. So it will be interesting to see if they do kick it directly to Harper, but he is the only man back there, so we'll see how this goes here.
He's expecting a short kick, stands at his 15-yard line, and it's a booming kick that goes over his head and lands in the end zone. And so the San Antonio O'Connor kicker took all the angst out of that one and just kicked it in the end zone.
No guesswork there. I'm sure they just said, hey, go and kick it as far as you can, and let's spin the Greyhounds deep and prevent any type of return.
Greyhounds will send the offense onto the field, and right now it'll be about as slow pace as you'll see as they'll shot on.
Nothing different than they've done all year.
Reda was 7 yards on that. Across the 30, trying to get to the outside, turns the corner, upfield, 35, 37-yard line, first down, 8 yards for Harper.
Huge first down for the Greyhounds right there. Kind of put the jitters away, and they're going to stay with it, Joe. Expect them to keep going this no huddle to keep O'Connor off balance here.
3 receiver set this time for the Hounds. 3 plays, 3 different sets. Running play, Reda takes it left side, and he's going to get hit. He crosses the 40, 42-yard line. That's still a 4-yard gain on a first down play. Hounds moving quickly. Reda keeps 2 men in the backfield this time as Trevino lines up in the backfield with Harper. Now out in motion. Reda hands off. Harper's got it hold across the 45, midfield, into O'Connor territory and brought down at the 47-yard line. And Tyrone Harper with a big carry right there.
And just like you saw, Joe, they put Isaiah Trevino in the backfield there to kind of create some motion to the other side. Give it to Harper up the middle for the first down.
Reda wants to throw. Swing pass, left side. Isaiah Solis makes a move, takes on a tackler, and steps out of bounds. That's another 4-yard, make it a 5-yard gain on first down, and the Hounds are truly moving the football.
And it's good to see him get Tyler Solis involved early. He's a big target for them. If they can get him with some receptions, it's going to be a long night for O'Connor.
Reda 2 of 2 out of the gate passing. Hands off to Trevino in motion. Got a block, and he gets tripped up. Nice tackle that time made by O'Connor as Donovan McKnight, the senior linebacker, makes a stop, and now it's a 3rd down for the Hounds.
Big open field tackle there by, I think it's Bradford, one of their DBs or linebackers for O'Connor.
3rd and 3 for the Greyhounds. Man in motion, Reda, high snap, hands it off to Harper, running left-hand side. Hit hard, and down he goes as Grant Rustin makes the stop. Harper will not get the first down. Decision time for the Hounds.
Do not be surprised at all if they go to some type of hard count or if they just flat out go for this, even though there's going to be a measurement to slow things down a little bit.
Football spotted at the 37-yard line, and they will measure this. Now, Dan Gomez is not real happy on the sidelines, but he's an animated coach once he gets going.
Great spot on this.
It is a first down.
Yeah, so maybe it was worth a second look here. Good spot for the Hounds, and here we go, first down inside the 40.
Move the chains for the Hounds. New set of downs, and on first down, they've been averaging over 4 yards per snap. Reda wants to throw. Swing pass, right side off Trevino, and he gets hit hard. He knew a hit was coming and did not go after that ball after it was tipped.
I think he did, but I think he also saw a lot of green over there on that right side, and perhaps was thinking to get downfield. But as they always say, you got to secure the catch first.
Retta now 2 of 3 out of the gate in the passing game for the Hounds. 9 minutes, 43 seconds to go. We're in the first quarter of play. San Benito taking on O'Connor. And Retta wants to throw on play action. Swings it over there. He's got Harper inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Greyhounds. Perfect delivery, perfect strike. And how about Tyrone Harper showing some speed?
You know, that's something we didn't touch on enough, Joe, is the hands that Tyrone Harper has. And the play design to get Tyrone Harper the football in space. Excellent call by Gilbert Leal in the offense here to get this touchdown early.
And the Hounds offense gets the job done. Opening kickoff into the end zone, drive sustained in the end zone, mixing it up, passing, running, and the touchdown. Extra point, the snap is down, the kick is away. It's long high, and it's good. Greyhounds lead it 7-0. Now kickoff, we'll be right back after this.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Back here after the Greyhounds score the game's opening touchdown. Now they'll kick it off. And one thing you and I talked about off camera, Armando Garza, is that perhaps San Benito's going to have to win a shootout here tonight. Well, that's a good way to start it.
It is, and so much for any jitters. This team is riding sky high right now, getting that opening drive touchdown. Huge touchdown for San Benito.
Kickoff is a high kick. Fair catch called for and made. And a little contact, but nothing there. Grayson Lee on the catch. And here comes the O'Connor Panther offense.
And we talk about the trend in special teams is, you know, a little flare kick, as they call it, or a pooch, just to prevent any type of long return, playing it safe and getting the defense out there in the field on the negative side of the field, as the coaches like to say.
And that's good coaching as well, because a lot of coaches still aren't telling guys to make a fair catch on that kind of a kick. And a guy gets drilled and you turn it over. First down, here come the Panthers. Their quarterback is Roel Sanchez. Has a single back as Trayshawn Patterson, hands it off to Patterson, hitting the backfield, and down he goes, a big loss.
Wonderful play there by Juan Menchaca. He shed off his block, got there, stayed with the tackle, and made it for a loss.
Loss of 3 on the first carry from Patterson of the night, and now it's 2nd and 13 for O'Connor. They'll swing 2 receivers out left-hand side, keep 2 backs in the backfield for protection of Sanchez. Wants to pass, looking over the middle, got a man wide open across the 45. Midfield, makes a move at the Greyhound 45, inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Huge play, huge completion, and Dylan Murray reels it in.
Beautiful play up the seam there. You've seen the Greyhound coaches upset, some type of breakdown in coverage there, but credit to Sanchez and the Panthers for finding that and exploiting it to get the big first down.
He came out of the backfield and was clear, wide open in the middle of the field, and Sanchez didn't miss him. Gain of 26 on that one, first down for the O'Connor Panthers, and now they're moving the ball. They're in Hound territory. Call it the 38 on first down. 8:47 to go here in the first quarter. Sanchez wants to throw again. Has time. Swings it out in the flats. Caught at the 40. Move it and made it to the 35, to the 30. Down to the 25 of the Greyhounds. Down to the 21. And that was all yards after the catch that time.
It was, and normally that's a sure tackle that Pedro Gomez will make. He won't miss too many of those, I guarantee you, but credit to O'Connor. Now they're dictating the tempo of this ball game right now.
That time they went outside to Trayshawn Patterson. He was their primary ball carrier throughout the season, but this time they just let him make some magic out on the sides. Now a running play, quarterback keeper inside the 20 to the 18 of the Hounds.
You know, look for the Greyhounds to try to stiffen up here. With the tempo, it's hard to break that pressure that the Greyhounds like to do. They like to play aggressively, but when you got a team moving fast as O'Connor is, it's hard to really bring the heat up the middle.
Credit Roel Sanchez with 3 yards on that carry. That's his first carry of the night. And it's 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Long count, and they want to throw. Sanchez looking right side, and he's got a man, but he overthrows it. A one-handed attempt. Did he catch it? Yes, he
They're
did.
Gonna give him that. What an effort by one of the big guns for O'Connor.
Jalen Hughes with the big catch. One-handed that, still short of first down yardage.
And to get a foot down, which, in high school you only need 1 foot, you don't need 2. Great athleticism there by Hughes.
7:43 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Panthers of O'Connor trying to respond to the San Benito Greyhounds touchdown to start this game. Man in motion goes right to left, that's Hughes. Sanchez hands it off, and here comes Patterson dancing inside the 10-yard line, sets up 1st and goal. Patterson's 2nd carry of the night. First time he went for negative yardage, that time much better blocking. Huge up front for the Panthers, especially on that left side. Brandon Brown standing over there. Huge imposing figure at the guard spot. Sanchez keeps it himself. Running left-hand side, he's going to get in. Touchdown, Panthers. Roel Sanchez.
Nothing fancy there, just a run-off tackle by the quarterback, Sanchez. But he's shown you he can throw it. Now he just showed you that he can scamper too if he needs to. And that was a big-time answer for O'Connor after giving up that opening drive touchdown for San Benito.
And really, neither team seemed as the other could stop one. And that may be the situation all night long.
Did I say shootout?
Yes, you did.
Can I take credit for that? Okay.
You said shootout.
Okay.
7:21 to go. Extra point is up and away. And good. We're tied. Kickoff coming up after this.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty, cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato valley-wide.
Back here, how do you get full screen? I've seen a message come across on that. I'm not sure what device you're watching this on, but I would say on your device, pick and choose exactly how to pull that off. I know there's multiple platforms out there that allow different setups as far as getting this up. Each team had the ball once. Each team scored. 7:21 to go. Still in the first quarter. Hound's going to get it for a second time. Bounces back in play. Fields it, brings it across the 5. Got a little lane. Can he get to the outside? Yes, sir. 15-20. Out to the 25, to the 30, and out of bounds is Harper. He had one man to beat on that left-hand side, and he would have been gone.
You call that a lucky bounce or a fortuitous bounce, but, that ball bounced at the 1-yard line, Joe. So Tyrone Harper had to scoop that up and give him credit for making something out of nothing and running it out past the 30. That netted him about 7 more yards, Joe. Excuse me.
Greyhounds will start the drive at their own 31-yard line. We do thank you again for joining us here on Rio Sports Live. And we appreciate all the following that is starting to roll in on what we're producing out here as far as high school football coverage right now. Tonight's game coming your way. Tomorrow's game in the afternoon from Los Fresnos. And then we've got count them up, 100 basketball games coming before the end of the year. Pass play for the Hounds, out to the left-hand side, and room, 35, 40, 42-yard line, quick first down and a quick strike, and the Hounds offense is moving again.
And that's a guy they like to get the ball to in the slot, Mitch Guajardo, kind of an unsung hero here. He does get his share of receptions, huge one there for San Benito to get to the 44.
Retta in the hurry-up offense. And that one goes for just a few. Harper on the carry.
Now I think this is where you start to see, all right, can San Benito answer? They came out of the gate. They played at the pace they want to. Now if you look at Gilbert Leal, now he's starting to say, all right, let me see what they're giving me. Let me slow things down a bit, get things settled, and make sure these guys are in the right position.
Retta with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. 18 on the play clock. Twin receivers left and right, man in motion, Trevino. And here comes Retta with pressure. Throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Pressure that time by the O'Connor Panthers. That was Ronaldo Mason who got in there.
You know, a nifty play design there, trying to sneak out Harper again. So they're trying to keep O'Connor off balance here by saying, hey, we'll hand it off to Tyrone. We'll throw Tyrone out of the backfield. You might get it to Isaiah. Eric Retta might keep it. That's what Gilbert Leal's trying to do, is get a feel for it right now.
3rd and 8. And here goes Retta with a lot of pressure. Steps up. Going to run. And he's got room. And here comes a penalty flag. He's going to get inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. We'll see what the flag's all about.
I think it's a ticky-tack holding call on the outside, and Dan Gomez isn't too happy about it.
If it is, it happened, 15 yards away from where Eric Retta. It did not spring him for that run.
No, it did not, and that's why he's upset. I didn't see too much of a hold, but they're talking about it, and it looks like this one might be coming back.
If it's a hold, it'll be a spot foul, which means we'll still probably get a first down out of this if you're a Greyhound fan.
Wow, what a turn of events there. You know, you saw Dan Gomez upset. You know, it looked like it was called on one of the Greyhound receivers, but
it was against the defense.
Went the other way.
So that run for Retta will stand. Give him 21. 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Man in motion out of the backfield. Retta hands it off to Harper. Off right tackle, and he bangs forward. Gains a couple.
And I think that's something we're going to talk more and more about, Joe, is the scrambling ability of Eric Retta. You know, he's not going to get back there and just pass off the ball. As you saw, he showed pass, then he tucked the ball, and he ran right up the gut, and he's got some jets as well.
They came right after him, and he recognized what was given to him. 5:43 to go here in the first quarter. Retta looks to the sideline for the play on this 2nd and 8 play. Harper, by the way, 5 carries, 26 yards unofficially in this game. Retta out of the shotgun. Wants to throw on play action. Pressured, spins away from one, hit hard by another, and down he goes.
Bit of a little breakdown there. Decision for Eric Retta. Get rid of the football or tuck it and run. There's not much decision going on there in the backfield.
Senior defensive end Zadrian Aguirre was the one that made that tackle. Retta wants to throw. Now he's going to run it. Now he does throw, and it's going to be nearly picked off. Man who had a chance was Millard Bradford, and that would have been a lot of yards on a return.
And Isaiah was open, and he saw that. But I think a huge sigh of relief for Eric Retta. He kind of short-armed that pass, and lucky it wasn't an interception going the other way. If not, I think Bradford would still be running.
Hounds offense is stalled. They'll bring in the punt team. Even though the football is at the 32-yard line of their opponent, we've got kickers in the Rio Grande Valley that can reach it from this distance. Hounds going to try to play field position.
Haven't seen the Hounds punt too much this year, so this is kind of new.
Hunter stands at his 45-yard line, one man back, and there's a penalty. And the Hounds may have done that by design to get a little extra room.
Yeah, you see Dan Gomez give him the thumbs up as, you know, hey, you know, we wanted to see what they were doing just to make sure, you know. And again, at the drop of a hat, the Greyhounds will call something else. They might call a fake. They might kind of come at you with a change of direction. So that was by design, as you said. 4th
and 13, a single man back is the guy that just had a chance to get an interception. That's Millard Bradford, a senior. And the kick is a high, very, very short kick. It's going to need to take a Hound roll, but it doesn't. Takes a Panther roll out across the 30. Then there's a penalty that comes in behind everything, and we'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, the umpire threw that. Not sure what he saw there, but again, as I said, they don't punt too much. So with Albert Mercado back there, he's normally in the defensive backfield, not used to punting too much, and that one did not get too many net yards. Not going to look too good on the stat sheet.
May not have to worry about the stat sheet if that penalty's against O'Connor. Hound fans making noise, and across the way, the Panther fans start to come to life. It's just like that, a snap of a fingers, this momentum thing can switch. It went from Hounds all over the place. Panthers answer, but really didn't gain momentum on that. But now you get that stop and you score. Momentum definitely swings to the home side.
The 33-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
Personal foul, but are they going to mark any yardage?
Well, O'Connor's upset about something over there, so I don't know if they're going to mark this off or did they pick it up. But they're upset on that side. I don't know if they wanted a flag on San Benito and didn't get it.
Nonetheless, it's O'Connor football at their own 32-yard line. We got 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in this first quarter of play. Panthers will have it on a first down. 2 receivers right-hand side for Raul Sanchez. Swings a pass right side, caught by Hughes. Makes a man miss across the 40-yard line to the 41. Quick hitter out to Hughes, and good enough for 8 yards.
Now, I'm not Tony Romo or anything on the broadcast here, but I think Sanchez, you saw him survey the defense. He saw 2 safeties high, and he goes underneath just to get some positive yardage. So you can see that from here. That's a credit to Sanchez and the offense.
He's hit on his first 4. Sanchez now in a shotgun formation, wants to throw again. Looking downfield, fires it. It's going to be a low throw, incomplete. Went back for Hughes, nothing doing.
You know, when you say someone's 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 or perfect, you do that by design, so as a jinx.
Sometimes, my friend, sometimes that seems to work out.
Right on cue there.
Sanchez now will face third down, but it's third and relatively short. The Hounds had the first real third and long. With this type of offense, this is third and short. Call it 4 yards to go. They'll run it. Sanchez got some room. He's got a first down and more. Gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
That's what you get with a mobile, smart quarterback. San Benito brought pressure up the middle. He pulls it, gets just what he needs to get outside, keep the drive alive, and get the chains moving. So this Sanchez kid's impressed me. He's got a lot of poise. You know, he doesn't just have stats. I mean, you look at him, and he's got those intangibles. He seems very cool, calm, and collected back there.
Greyhounds started the game by taking the opening kickoff and driving it down and scoring. They kind of set the tone. Panthers countered, and now the Panthers are trying to drive again. They're going for it all. Down the left-hand side, that's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Was that a missed receiver route or just the quarterback throwing it away?
You know, there was some kind of communication breakdown there, but he saw a one-on-one matchup out there. He was one-on-one with Jacob Cavazos, one of the corners. And a better thrown ball might have made it for an interesting situation right there, but San Benito gets a break right there.
I was just going to ask you to start watching and seeing if anybody on these receivers are running past anybody in the secondary while all this running stuff and short stuff's going on early. Well, Sanchez saw something he liked there. We'll see if he goes back to that later. 2 backs in the backfield on 2nd and 10. And a running play. Here comes Patterson, and he's going to, no, this is not Patterson. This is going to be another big carry and another big play for Dylan Murray.
That was a fullback. I don't know if you saw Hughes lined up over here. He draws a lot of attention, and they were able to give it to the fullback there, and he comes in for that one carry, and he goes out.
Didn't have much as far as numbers on the stat sheet. Coming into this ball game, gains 9, and it's 3rd and 1.
Here we are, 3rd and short again for San Benito.
And it's a running play, and Sanchez has enough for a first down. He gets hit hard, thrown back, but the forward progress is enough for a first down.
And while we talk about the offense trying to get a feel for everything, I think the defense, too, is as well. You know, you look at Mike Moll calling different stuff. Last 3rd and short, he brought pressure up the middle. Sanchez pulls it. This 3rd and short, he kind of backs off, puts people in the middle, clog it up, and Sanchez only got just enough for the first down.
1st and 10 from the Greyhound 43 for Sanchez. Single back in the backfield, wants to throw. Looking for it all down the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. And a penalty was thrown. They were going after wide receiver Grayson Lee one-on-one.
I thought they were both going for the football down here. I think it's Jacob Cavazos again.
And you can see that Lee is an impressive receiver. They'll call it against the Hounds. And it will be 1st and 10 for O'Connor at the 28-yard line of San Benito. And right now, Sanchez has saw it twice now. Man-to-man coverage, he likes what he saw. He's not hesitating to go for the big play.
That's not by chance. You know, you don't just get somebody back there and say, hey, chunk it to this guy. He reads defenses, you can tell. Very, very, very good student of the game.
Empty backfield, no single back in the backfield as Sanchez keeps one man back. 2 receivers, short side of the field, man in motion right to left is Hughes. And it's Sanchez on a keeper. Steps past a man out across the 25, inside the 25 to the 24. Good enough for 4. Second down. Sanchez, 5 carries, 21 yards in the ball game. He's also 4 of 6 for 56 yards unofficially in the air. Still 250 and counting here in the first quarter of play. Hounds scored first. Panthers answered, and now the Panthers trying to take the lead in the game for the first time. Sanchez wants to throw. Has time. Swings it, man open. Caught inside the 15 and out of bounds. He went right over on the right side to Parker Robertson.
I think the Hounds got away with one there. Right up the seam was the fullback who caught one on earlier on a long seam pass. He waved for the football, wide open. Sanchez didn't see him. Still gets the first down, but no touchdown there as it could have been. He was wide open up the seam, Joe.
Patterson on the catch. First and 10, just outside the 10 of the Hounds. Sanchez keeps it. It's got a room. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Sanchez. And there's a penalty that comes in at the end of that. After Sanchez was in the end zone, the official behind the play may bring this back.
No,
he did.
Excuse me, Joe. Ryan Castillo, one of the big dogs for San Benito, he was held. He was pushed in the back. He was tackled. Umpire saw that right away, brought that one back. That was too easy for Sanchez. Something had to have gone on there on that right side.
Normally you can see that on film. In this case, the official, it was right in front of him. Actually, it was kind of on the side, but nonetheless, he saw a man in a position that's like, that's not supposed to happen. Threw the flag easily. Remains first down. The Panthers can still get a first down without getting in the end zone, but that would get him down to about the half-yard line. On first down, Sanchez wants to throw. Here comes some pressure. He swings a pass open, and it's wide open, and it's caught by Patterson. Makes a move and upended inside the 15-yard line to the 13. Back near the line of scrimmage before the penalty. Second down coming up.
And that's a name we mentioned pregame, Joe. Alec Prieto. Makes a lot of tackles for this team. Made a big one there for San Benito.
Second and long, and we haven't said that too often here in this football game. Call it 11 yards to go for the Panthers. Clock running with 1:56 to go in the first quarter of play. Roel Sanchez out of a shotgun. Wants to throw. Looks. Pressured. Hit. And down he goes.
And that's a name that I hope I call a lot. That's John Daniel Gonzalez. He's a sophomore. Played for us at Miller Jordan. Big heart. He's a motor player. You hear that word a lot. Motor, motor, motor. He does not stop. That's why he's on the varsity as a sophomore, and he comes up with a huge tackle right there to force a third down.
First time we've said third and long for the Panthers tonight. It's 3rd and 16. Sanchez wants to throw. He's going end zone. Up in the end zone, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown.
What a throw, first of all. Credit to Sanchez. He put that ball where only his receiver can catch it. Sounds cliche, but you just saw it right there. He went after the one-on-one coverage, and he got it to him.
Trying to get the number on that. I think it was 80. I think it was Grayson Lee. It was Lee. That was a perfectly delivered ball for Lee, his first catch of the night. Extra point coming up for the Panthers, who now have the lead. That's nearly blocked, but the kick is up and away and good. 1:09 left, first quarter. Panthers lead for the first time. Hounds will get it back after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside the AT&T Stadium. This Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Buccaneer Stadium is rocking. San Antonio O'Connor just took their first lead of the game. San Benito gets it back. Armando Garza, 14-7, 1:09 left to go in this first quarter.
Again, I mean, I'm still marveling at the place where that ball was.
Here's
a little
an
trickery
onside
here
kick
from O'Connor.
Penalty flag on that play. The Hounds were ready for that. And so San Benito will get great field position out of this unless that was against them on the offsides, and I don't think it was.
Well, you asked earlier if this O'Connor team would have any bravado. Had a little bit right there. They say, hey, we just scored, and we want the ball again and stick it to these guys. But credit to the Greyhounds, they were ready up front.
Heard a fan of after the penalty on the play, and they're going to talk it over. In this case, they'll call it against the Hounds. So it'll be a re-kick coming up for San Antonio O'Connor.
Or anything. I'm not sure exactly what the call was there.
The flag was thrown on the left side. The onside kick was to the far side of the field. The flag was thrown in front of the San Benito bench. Still 1:09 left. Now Harper goes deep for San Benito to return this kick, and we'll see if the O'Connor Panthers, Michael Lissy, the junior kicker, will indeed kick it deep or put it on the ground yet again.
Looks
Panthers
like more of
overload
a
the right side.
traditional lineup here.
Kick is away. It's a high kick. Harper watches this one sail deep in the end zone, and the Hounds will take it. 14-7 ball game. We thank First Community Bank, one of our sponsors for tonight's game. First Community Bank, commercial content, which will roll along in the second half as we start to get those making all the magic work as best she can. First down coming up for the Greyhounds of San Benito. Here comes Harper, running play, and he's got nowhere to go. Stumbled getting to the corner and couldn't turn it. No gain.
You know, we talk about pace. You know, the first drive, it was go, go, go for San Benito. Second drive, kind of slowed it down a bit, see what they were giving them from the defense. I don't think you're going to see panic yet, but this is an ultra important possession for the Greyhounds.
Second receivers on the right-hand side. Harper remains in the backfield. Short receiver on the left side of the field on this 2nd and 10 play. Retta hands it off. Harper's got a hole across the 25-30 and more across to the 35-yard line. And that's enough for it. Should be a first down for San Benito.
Sorely needed first down right there.
Maybe short. They marked it down at the 34, so that's a yard short. 3rd and 1, big play.
Big play and a nice opportunity for what we call a freeze call here, where you try to draw the defense off sides and try to get a big play. But they might be
running. We're going to get to the second quarter. One's in the book, and after one, the Panthers lead the Hounds, and we'll be back with the second quarter after this quick, short break on Real Sports Live.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places, knowledge, and share and connections into action. Communities all around the world. Together, we can make Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Back here, is doing it. Armando Garza.
As a fan, don't you want to say
Here comes Harper, first down. Across the 40-yard line.
Let's see what Gilbert Leal does up here.
8 carries, 42 yards for Tyrone Harper. That was his first carry here in the second quarter. Retta.
That hole closed quickly. That Panther defense up front, they've shown that they're pretty tenacious up there. They close gaps, they close holes quickly. So Retta didn't have too much time to get around the edge.
Linebackers Gabe Diaz also in there, and Alex Schmidt for the Panthers. Retta hands it off, and here comes Harper. Running left-hand side, running hard. Midfield and more. 45, inside the 45. Hard running to the 42-yard line. That's the Tyrone Harper you were talking about.
And expect to see more of that. off a run like that, do not be surprised to see a quick screen or a quick pass just to get the defense stretched.
Quick set, quick snap. Retta going to run. Left-hand side, made a man miss, but the second didn't, and down he goes.
Tackle made by Ryan Lee.
1 yard gain. By the way, Harper, 9 carries, 59 yards. That's better than 6 yards per carry. Retta carried 30 yards.
Looked screen, didn't see it, didn't have time to think about it as much as he normally could, so he had to eat it on that one.
Ready to go, man in motion, left to right for the Hounds, and Retta rolls right. Looking, has a man out there. It's caught by Isaiah Trevino, but he's quickly covered. Nice job defensively for the O'Connor Panthers.
And that defensive back there for O'Connor, number 21 there, big time close right there. Because normally when you get Isaiah Trevino in space, look out. And credit to him, sure-handed tackle right there.
3rd and 10 for the Greyhounds of San Benito with 10:39 to go here in the first half. Man in motion, Retta wants to throw. Here comes some pressure. He steps up, swings a pass out for Harper, and it's incomplete. That may be a fumble. They have not, well, they did. They blew the play dead. Incomplete pass.
Those are the kind of plays that could get a player hurt. Luckily, he did not. But again, that closing speed up front for O'Connor, he's starting to see that and throwing off the timing for these San Benito plays.
A lot of extracurricular stuff going on out there, and the Hounds keep the offense on the field on 4th down. From the 42 of the Panthers, will they try to draw them off sides? They may. They'll call a timeout. No, O'Connor calls the timeout.
I think that might have been a case to try to draw them off sides and not get a quick kick there by Retta. But now he gives San Benito a chance to talk about it here. It is 4th and 10. They are in that proverbial no man's land, as some people like to say. So what do you do here? Do you press? Do you panic? Do you say, hey, we need this now? Or do you try to pin O'Connor deep to try to make him go the length of the field?
Well, you're in a football game, Armando, that we talked about. You may have to just literally come out here and say, we have to outscore them in big bunches. And so if that's the mentality, well, then you don't back off the gas pedal and you keep your offense on the field, and you don't.
You know, and sometimes, this is that area where you see, hey, let's send somebody deep past the sticks, and if it's an inter or what have you, they are on the side of the field here. So, but interesting to see here. But if they don't like what they see, Retta will boot it away.
Retta in the shotgun formation. Looks to the sideline. There's 20 on the play clock, so there's plenty of time here for them to make a decision. Retta now drops back into more of a punt formation, and he gets the kick away. A high, wobbly kick. No one back to return this. It takes a Greyhound roll inside the 10, inside the 6, and near the 5-yard line. So if field position is what you play, Dan Gomez just played the right card.
It's a nice spiraling kick there by Eric Retta.
There's a nickel bunker down on the
And a penalty on that play. Now, where did that one come in? Clock stops with 10 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. San Benito Greyhounds taking on the San Antonio O'Connor Panthers. Bill Bowling with you. Armando Garza to my right side. Well, it's been a while since I've said that, my friend.
It feels great to be up here. Like I said, every time I retire back in, something's not hard to drag me back into this. So, you know, been watching Valley Sports for over 30 years, and I'll never get tired of it.
Lengthy discussion on the penalty. Most of it's about. If the play stands, which the official has not spotted the football yet, they're going to mark it down at the 8.
It almost looks like as if he's asking him, does he want to take it there or push him back and re-kick? If I'm a good body language reader.
Well, David Molesky is getting his money's worth with the conversation with the officials, that's for certain. And I'm not sure he's happy with what. So they're going to call that a 15-yard penalty against the Greyhounds.
You see, and that's the discussion they were having. I think he was trying to get a re-kick. Let's give it Molesky. trying to plead his case to push him back the 15 yards and get him to kick it for field position. But he's still at the 23, but I think he wanted a lot more on that play. Not sure what the personal foul was, though.
Here come the Panthers offense, 1st and 10. They have not been stopped yet here tonight. 2 possessions, 2 scores. 10:18 to go in the first half. Pass play, and Sanchez wants a bunch. Deep ball, overthrows everybody. He was looking at a ball in which Sanchez has just literally said, I want it all right now.
And they do that to stretch the defense, to say, hey, we're going to take a shot here, so you need to be wary of that. But right now, it's O'Connor dictating the pace of this game. And then they've taken San Benito out of their
Grayson Patterson out of the backfield, going to keep it himself. He's running forward, and he gains about 5. Defender went down awkwardly on that, and usually that draws a flag of some sort. Nothing doing this time.
This is not a recording. This is a pivotal 3rd down.
Wants to throw. Has time. Pass right side. It's going to be caught. 1st down and more. 35 out across the 40. Still on his feet to the 45. And then brought down at the 45-yard line.
Fair amount to the flats. And then he makes he did the rest of the work there. And right now the San Benito defense is kind of asking themselves, okay, what do we need to stop here? Because they're kind of getting a little dose of everything right now from the Panthers.
That was Dylan Murray, his 2nd catch of the night. Already 5 receivers with receptions in this game from quarterback Roel Sanchez. This time he wants to hand it off. Running play, and that's going to go backwards and nowhere.
You talk about effort right there. Excuse me, Joe. Avelino Garcia was the initial tackler, lost the tackle, then gets up and makes the tackle. And that's the kind of hard effort plays you need to make against a superior team like O'Connor. Huge play there by Garcia.
Patterson, he's got, get this, 4 carries, -6 yards. He's a big-time ball carrier in this football game. He's not finished yet. Patterson wants to throw, or Sanchez wants to throw. Ton of time. Man wide open, caught. 30-yard line and a bunch more. 20-15, 10-5, Grayson Lee. Touchdown, wide open, and that's a quick 42-yard strike.
Not only was he wide open, but again, the throw. Just a fantastic throw by Roel Sanchez. Puts it right on the money, toward the sideline, over the shoulder, in stride. Hard to defend that.
Sanchez now 9 of 12 for 151 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And once again, they are showing that they fully believe they can go over the top on any given play. Extra point coming up for the Panthers. Hounds nearly blocked the last one. This time the kick is away, and it is good.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous and El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican enchiladas, all from scratch.
Forever memories, antiques, and collectibles. Vintage records and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's forever memories, antiques, and collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here after the score, and thanks again for watching high school football with us here on RioSportsLive.com. Joe Bowling, Armando Garza alongside as the Panthers of San Antonio O'Connor were hit early as San Benito's Greyhounds scored on the opening drive, and now 21 points later, they lead this game by a couple of scores. A high kick, the Hounds will field it outside their 25-yard line, looking for a wave across the 30, 35-yard line to the 40. Nice return that time by Jacob Cavazos for the Hounds, but they need something positive to happen on this drive.
It's good to see Jacob Cavazos get there. He's a junior. His dad was a great quarterback in the Tommy Roberts era, Henry Cavazos. and he could possibly be the quarterback next year for the Greyhounds. So good to see him out there. He was injured earlier this season. Nice run back for him.
Hounds with good field position to start this drive. San Benito has it on their 40-yard line. Offensively, they've got over 42 yards of off. 91 on the ground, 51 in the air. Retta out of a shotgun, hands it off, and here comes Harper. Got in the secondary in a hurry, then gets hit hard. Goes down, but that's another 6.5, making a 7-yard gain for Harper. Call it 6.
This is that gut check time, Joe. Even though we're not even midway through the second quarter, but this is where teams that are not mentally tough will fold, panic, and let's see what San Benito does here.
Retta keeps it himself, has some room, midfield and more. 40-yard line, spin.
Huge run by Retta there, but again, gut check time for San Benito. They need a score here to stop the bleeding. They cannot shoot themselves in the foot anymore.
3 receivers to the right side of the field. Retta appears to be changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Man in motion right to left. And they'll hand it off to the motion man. No, Retta fires a pass, incomplete. They had something out there.
Great play design. He had Harper there. That's one that Retta wants back, definitely.
And he had more time than what I think he realized when he delivered that pass. Let that one develop. Harper was running down the sideline. Let him get there and then deliver that ball. Credit O'Connor's pressure in plays previous to that makes the quarterback rush that kind of
throw.
And
you're starting to see what they call RPOs, which are run pass options. You've seen the scrambling ability of Retta, and now they need to capitalize on that.
Second down and near a motion call. Retta takes a snap, has some time. Now he's being rushed. Now he's being hit. Gets away from the man for a moment, but down he goes on a sack. Pursuit that time coming in. That was Brian Reed, who would not let go of Eric Retta.
Pursuit and Retta holding the ball just a shade too long there.
Drives are stalling for the San Benito Greyhounds after that first drive that scored. Everything else runs into a wall right about here. 6:54 and count here in the third quarter.
Looks like they might talk this over.
Play clock is down to 8. If nothing else, just for simple pace of the game, to hit the pause button just in case you're San Benito and you don't make it here, to give your defense one extra breath. 21-7. Armando Garza, you've covered a lot of round 3 football games, and this last 6 minutes of the first
some teams will pack it up here. You have not seen before, and the mental makeup of the Greyhounds is what we're going to find out a lot about right now. I have no doubt that they're not giving up, but somebody needs to step up. Is it Tyrone Harper? Is it Eric Retta? Do we need to get the ball to Isaiah Trevino? Somebody needs to make that play to get the momentum back on San Benito's side, because they had it once. They can start to get it back here to the
Tyrone Harper. Wide right is Guajardo. Wide left receiver for the Hounds on this 3rd and 14. Retta wants to throw. Here comes pressure. Steps up. Going to run. And the whole field is in front of him. 30 and more. 25-20. Inside. Slides to the 15. And how big was that hole for Eric Retta?
Humongous. Great option. Connor was expecting pass. Looked like a pass formation. Had a bunch of receivers out there. And Eric Retta saw a lot of green up the middle and got that big first down that San Benito needed, Joe.
26 yards on the carry for Eric Retta unofficially. 8 carries, 67 yards. Takes over the team lead in rushing. And now under center is Retta. Now he'll spread back out. And they'll shift into their traditional offensive set. Man in motion left to right for Retta. And before that, here come the whistles. And O'Connor says, "Up, too much momentum. We're going to stop it right now."
Too much going on, and Molesky. Make sure my guys are ready. Well, good time out there by O'Connor. And again, Joe, you cannot underscore the importance of that first down by Eric Retta. Huge conversion right there.
And the field just literally opened up. Everyone went wide. And the blocking opened that up wide by protecting the pocket. And when you're a quarterback that likes to run and you see that much open field ahead of you, good things happen. We are in Buccaneer Stadium. Corpus Christi, Texas. Hey, tomorrow afternoon, we're right back at it. I got some special guests who are going to join me for that one. I don't have to say much in the game. I think I can just step back and let one from Brownsville.
Respect those two gentlemen.
Hounds are ready on this play. And here comes Retta running to the right side, looking for some blocks, and it didn't happen. Good containment that time out there by Donovan.
I saw that. The cutback was there to the left. Retta saw that, but credit to O'Connor again up front. They close things in a hurry. Things that normally would be open down in the valley are not open right now.
2nd and 12. Harper shifts out of the backfield on the right side. Retta looked that way. Now he's going to run it. Has a little room again. Inside the 10. 5. Touchdown! Eric Retta with 5:29 to go, and into the end zone he goes. And these fans are making some noise.
Big time score there. Big time players make big time plays, Joe. And right there, Eric Retta just showed you that he can put this team on his back and make things happen.
Extra point coming up for the Greyhounds. Good snap. The ball is away. It's long, it's high, and it's perfect. 21-14. You breathe a little easier if you're a Greyhound fan. Kickoff coming up after this on RioSportsLive.com.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make we are Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Back here, we got a score to pass along as Westlake all over Edinburgh Vella, 35-0, and we can go down the who beat who scenario. O'Connor beat Westlake. Oh, by the way, Westlake beat Lake Travis. Stumbling on the return, a lot of room. 25, 30, 35. This may go to the house. All the way. It's going to be Millard Bradford. There's no flags. He stumbled when he caught it. He walks in the end zone, touchdown.
Number 7, Millard Bradford, for a Panther touchdown.
He used his speed, and I don't think there was anybody that was going to catch him, too.
Extra point coming up for the Panthers. You see that? A couple of things springing a kickoff return for a touchdown. One, just the outright perfect blocking and setup, and the kick is in the right direction. Other times, and oftentimes, it's a bobbled kick, it's a stumble, it's something that disrupts the guys coming down in their lanes.
Right. And they see that. Oh, right. You know, there's a pause just enough to cause them to let up. And then when you have a kid that fast, man, he's gonna
Extra point now coming up for the Panthers. This place got super quiet. Extra point is away. And good. Panthers back up by 2 scores. 5:16 to go, and just like that, about 9 seconds apart, each team scores. Back with the kickoff after this.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with Patos and flavor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or try out at El Pato.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big
We are the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
O'Connor will kick it off. They showed onside kick once. Will they now with a 2-score lead? No. Return is taken by his own man in front of him, and now they'll try to develop a wall on the left-hand side, and they do for the Hounds. 40-yard and 50-yard line out of bounds. How about that return? It wasn't a touchdown, but Jacob Cavazos turned on the Jets down the left-hand side.
And he did, and he started the last drive, Joe, which ended up in a touchdown because he gave the Greyhounds great field position. He just did the same thing there. A few minutes ago, they drove down the field and scored. They do the same thing again, and they're right back in business. But again, a pivotal possession here for the Greyhounds.
The one factor that does not come into a positive for the Panthers is their defense is right back on the field after that touchdown on the kickoff return. And here comes Eric Retta, nearly broken, brought down, but not before an 11-yard gain.
And you hit the nail there. I'm sure Gilbert Leal saw a chance to pounce on this O'Connor defense. Look for some more tempo here from the Greyhounds, Joe.
It was a sustained drive that ended up in scoring the touchdown for the Hounds, and then the kickoff return. 9 seconds later, you're back on there again. Strips up. Had he turned the corner there, he may be still running.
Show you an effort. Did you see Retta on that page?
I saw Marcus Guerra make the tackle, but Eric Retta was doing whatever he could as a quarterback to handle that block. 4:24 to go. Deep drop for Retta. Looking, scrambling, firing a pass, and it's going to be caught. First down. A low throw, but a nice catch by Cavazos.
There's some yellow laundry on the field, unfortunately.
Number 62.
A hold against San Benito. That was a rare deep drop by Eric Retta. And a lot of times that'll happen to your offensive line is used to blocking one way, and then suddenly they got to do that extra little bit.
And when you have an end or a tackle who is faster than what you're used to seeing, you might have to hold on a split second or two or three.
When the ball's out of Retta's hands in a hurry, it doesn't show up. On the deep drops, the official has more time to take a look. Man in motion is Guajardo. Retta rolls left. Now he fires it over the middle. It's going to be caught. A sliding catch by Trevino. Short yardage. In the bigger picture, it's still second and long.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, second down.
It's a 7-yard gain.
Sets up a third and long here, and here we are again with San Benito. They got a trips right look.
Retta wants to throw from the right side. Now he's going to run it back to the left side, and he's got some room, folks. Then across the 40, he's still got to get to the first down yard, and he doesn't. A huge hit is delivered.
He's about 3 yards short.
Bradford with the hit.
Decision time here. Again, what do? Do you go for it? You try to draw him off sides here. Obviously, what's been working has been the dropbacks by Retta. Nobody open downfield, and he'll run it up the gut. So sooner or later, O'Connor's going to have to respect that. 4th
and 5. Retta going to run it on his own. Design call. He takes it across the 30, fights hard, and gets the first down on second and third effort.
That was all Eric Retta right there. He was initially stopped about a yard shy, Joe, and he willed his way to that first down. A design run call. Gilbert Leal not afraid to give it to Eric Retta.
3 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play. Hounds on a first down. Here comes Retta again, running to the right side. He's hit hard, and down he goes. Millard Bradford, another tackle. McKnight was also there.
McKnight's a good-looking player, Joe. You see him active on the outside edge there, and he's almost in every play if you really pay attention to him. Good range, very athletic. Looks like he's in on all these calls too. So, pretty good little player, this McKnight.
Retta ready to go. Drops back, looks to throw. Sets up a screen for Harper. He threw it away. Harper just couldn't get to that ball, but Armando Garza, that play was there.
It was there. A little jittery there by Reta. And not only that, but there was a flag on that play as well. I think they're going to call an ineligible man downfield, which they should decline.
Blockers were trying to get in front of Tyrone Harper.
Very late flag, too, I might add.
It's another one of those where the ball is thrown in that direction and you're official, and suddenly you're looking around and you spot a number. And you may not have seen that guy as the play was developing, but since he's standing right there, it's an easy call. Stops the clock with 2:33 remaining. Now looking ahead, second half, O'Connor will get the ball to start the third quarter of play. So for San Benito's Greyhounds, down 2 touchdowns here. Would like to head to the halftime locker room down no worse than 1. Score. Third down occurs. Right now it's 3rd and 8.
And again, I'm going to play armchair quarterback here, but the Greyhounds definitely want some points here. Even if it's a field goal, Joe, and that's something that they did last week where they were able to come away with some kind of points when needed. And even if they don't get this first down, if they can inch up closer.
And now they're going to mark off 5 more yards. So it's replay second down. So gamble by O'Connor. That
I
time
never
to give
knew
the
you
Hounds an
could
extra yard.
say, you know what, whoopsies. I'll go ahead and take those 5 yards. I didn't know you could change your mind that late, Joe.
Retta gets another down to work with. He's got more real estate he has to gain, though. To get a first down, they've got to get inside of the O'Connor Panthers 18-yard line to get a first down. The fans not happy, neither is Dan Gomez. And the reason is because they were allowed to accept that penalty and mark it off right before the Greyhounds of San Benito snapped that ball.
I think that the issue is the timing, you're right. And kind of a curious decision here to see if the Hounds can make them pay.
Pass incomplete. Retta was drilled as he got rid of that ball. McKnight again was there. He was going for Guajardo. Retta now 6 of 13.
Same mentality for San Benito. If they can get something going here, get some kind of yardage and get some points here.
3 receivers right-hand side, single receiver to the short side of the field, and Harper shifts out of the backfield on this third down play. Retta wants to throw. Swings it left-hand side. Catch made, but coverage right on the money for O'Connor. Isaiah Solis with the catch. But now it's 4th and, call it 4 for the Greyhounds of San Benito. And they're going to bring in the punting team immediately, or is this a field goal?
You're looking at about a 40-yard field goal from here.
Retta stays in the game. They're just bringing some fresh bodies in up front on the offense for the Greyhounds, who appear to be going for it. 1:45 left here. Retta will go under center. Takes a snap. Rolls right-hand side. Got a man wide open. It's caught. 15. How about this? 10-5 on 4th down. Touchdown, Greyhound.
Brilliant call by Gilbert Leal.
And that, my friends, is Avelino Garcia.
A guy who almost never gets the ball. That's out of their what they call their war dog package, which is a short yardage package. They kind of go under center. They come in tight. O'Connor was not ready for that war dog play. And they get the touchdown to boot. Huge play for the Greyhounds.
Extra point coming up. Kick is away. Finds its way through. 7-point game. Again, 1:35 left. Kickoff coming up after this.
Download the free scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the TQ Big Game Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Back. And returned by O'Connor, but it's going to go nowhere. Trayshawn Patterson, one of the speedsters, got his hands on the ball, but nowhere to go.
Nick Castañeda was the first guy there. Then he was joined by a bunch of other Greyhounds. We were talking kickoffs earlier, you know, the trends. What do you do? Do you kick it deep and get burned? Do you put it? Do you squib it? Do you onside it? Special team. Good decision there by the Greyhounds.
Panthers with 28 yards on the ground in the first half. 151 in the air. Will have it. One timeout remaining.
It looks like Tyrone Harper at corner.
Man in motion. Pass is going to be covered by the Greyhounds.
The man of the hour, Joe, Avelino Garcia. He misses that tackle, and he's still running.
Jalen Hughes on the pitch and catch. That loses yardage.
But you want to know how important this possession is? Look on the near side of the field and look who's at corner. The starting running back, Tyrone Harper, is playing
seen
corner.
That all game, right? All year?
Not very much.
Sanchez hands the ball off to Patterson, and he goes nowhere. Now the Hounds
And that's a name I've been waiting to talk about, or waiting to mention, Ryan Ressa. One of the undisputed leaders on this defense, Joe, and if he's making plays, that means the Greyhound defense is doing a lot of good things.
Game clock running with 30 seconds to go. Greyhounds had 2 timeouts left. Again, they're going to have to kick the ball off to start the second half. Sanchez going to let this clock run down. Hands the ball off, and here comes Patterson. Running play to the right-hand side. He's going to be hit across the 40. That's a first down.
And if you really think about it, that's smart football, excuse me, Joe. You know, you don't want to make a mistake deep in your own end. You don't want any hijinks. And, you know, they're content to go in there with a 7-point lead.
Now Sanchez lines him up and wants to throw. Dropping back, looking. There's a ball deep downfield. That ends the half. No flags? Back after this.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action.
Antiques and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el corn taco, cajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular pastel sobre las ofertas.
High school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live on Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores. Plus the show you down your plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in
Southwest.
Forever Antiques and Collectibles is your source. And Mix East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen. With a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday. Filled with memories is for you.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week. Saturday night on
We're going to take another break here in just a moment, and we'll go over some statistics. We'll also have Armando rejoining us, and we'll also have Kevin Narrow back up here. He's trying to make his way to roll out some additional spots and get them covered as well. Right now it's 28-21. Decided in the second half. Back after this.
the best high school football teams in Texas alive. Inside 8 battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL Friday high school football worldwide. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. Mexican plates from fajitas. All these cheesy to dine in or carry out at any
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday 1. High scoreboard plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show.
Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage antique collectibles. Located at 206 East Jackson. With a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Down the sidelines, and nonetheless, 28-21, we've all got to see it, so let's just start here, guys. What you saw. Break it down.
For San Benito, they couldn't have asked for a better start offensively, and they did a little bit of what we talked. I heard it game. Cool, calm, and collected out there. At one point, it looked as if the game was going to kind of get out of hand a little bit. And I know that you and I go back and forth, and we talk about you don't want to start playing catch-up into the second half down by 14, because that 14 becomes them in the past has been penalties. And there's been a little bit too many of those in that first half.
No, it was guns blazing. Then they had to kind of weather the storm a little bit, and we talked about the mental makeup of the San Benito team. 21-7. It's nice to be here, but thank you. And they didn't do that. They came back and they said, hey, we're going to get a touchdown here. Even with the back-breaking kickoff return, they come back and they still get a score. And then they had to hold them off here at the end. So, you know, credit goes to them, the mental makeup, the coaching staff for keeping them level-headed and saying, hey, this thing isn't over yet, and it's not.
Tyrone Harper on a corner defensively on that last drive. Guys, how big is that Dan Gomez pulls in? I'm going to use it. I've used some Harlingen references because it was the last time somebody won in round 3 at Class 6, and that was when Randy Bermea made the adjustments and started playing corner. Speed guys, on speed guys, Dan Gomez says, I'll play that card.
And you put your best athletes on the field, you know, and we talked about that in the pregame, is that, hey, this is it, you know. I mean, you don't want to have any regrets and saying, you know, maybe we should have put Tyrone out there, or maybe put Reta out there, or Isaiah, or anybody. I mean, you're doing everything you can to win this football game, and the Greyhounds are showing you just that.
Kevin?
Yeah, I think so. The biggest play of the first half, in my opinion, it was 3rd and 14. San Benito's down by 2 scores, and Eric Reta does it with his feet. And it was all Reta on that drive, working his magic, really. And he converted that first down on 3rd and 14, and then he wiggles his way out of a jam and then gets into the end zone. And bam, all of a sudden, San Benito's right back in this football game. And again, back to that mental focus is that, you know, like you said, they easily could have gotten down, especially after that kick return, because, boy, all the momentum just sucked out of the air. On the San Benito side, boy, did it get quiet. And it was a little nervous for a minute, but San Benito rebounded like they have all year. And I think they're in a good position right now, 28-21, which is the score right at halftime, to make something happen. And that's what I was talking with Coach Ram Partida. Is if this game is close at halftime, San Benito can make the adjustments and make some plays in the second half. They got a shot.
And to add to that, Joe, excuse me, we talked about it on air, how Gilbert Leal probably preferred that they got the football back against a tired O'Connor defense, and you saw what he was able to do with that. So, you know, they're not going to panic. They're not going to pack it in. They're going to say, hey.
For the San Benito Greyhounds, they're the ones that's probably got the airtime on the chalkboard right now, because the offense is saying, we can score against this football team. But the defense is probably getting the majority of the talk right now.
And they are in a situation. It's kind of a San Benito has been their aggressive. Avelino Garcia making stops in the backfield. It's the edges that's hurting San Benito right now. The flats, the yards after the catch that we talked about. So look for Mike Moe to make some adjustments there. Maybe drop some people to get in coverage to clog up that middle area to see what O'Connor would do as a counter to that.
But Kevin, the shots have been taken deep down the sideline. So do they bring pressure? Are they getting closer? But you're down there close to it.
They're able to get there. It's a matter of tackling. They have to make the first tackle. They cannot allow yards after the catch. That's a good point, Armando. That's something that I noticed. Not only that, but they're really starting to expose the secondary, like I mentioned in the pregame. The height that O'Connor presents from the receiver standpoint against the shorter cornerbacks from San Benito, and that's one thing that they really did expose in that first half. And it's kind of worrisome going forward. But they're getting pressure, and they have to make the tackle on first contact. They can't afford to let them get those extra 3-4 yards.
28-21. We'll be back and we'll break this down a little bit more. We're at halftime with Kevin Naro and Armando Garza. I'm Joe Bowling. This is Rio Sports Live.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato valley-wide.
Well, guys, we're back here at halftime, and it's 28-21, 11:57 to go. So we talked about the what-ifs and this and that. So knowing Dan Gomez, knowing his football team, what are the final words that are going to be said coming out of that halftime locker room?
Believe, for one. They're in this ball game, and it's about adjustments. Who's going to make the better adjustments? O'Connor. They're getting burned up the middle with Reta. How are they going to contain Eric Reta, and is that going to open up things for the rest of the offense? For the Greyhound defense, how can they set the edge, force things to the middle to those linebackers to funnel everything up the gut and make those tackles like Kevin said. Missed tackles, penalties, you clean that stuff up, and who knows what'll happen.
Greyhounds didn't get a stop in the first half. Arguably the last series was a stop, but they'll need 2 to win this football game, Kevin Naro.
I agree, and maybe they can get an interception, maybe a fumble in one of those stops, because I think this game is going to come down to who makes that last turnover, who makes the first turnover, and that's what it's going to come down to. And I think this one's going to go down to the wire. Believe, and continue to work, because those are the things that Dan Gomez preached all season long. And this is a senior-heavy group, and I do not see them going down quietly, and I do not see this team going down without a fight. And like he said, with that defense, I believe they will make the adjustments offensively. Isaiah Trevino, they need to find a way to get that kid the football, whether it's on jet sweeps, quick screens, find a way to get him involved, get him in space. When he's in space, he's very dangerous.
Does that happen if the adjustments are made to contain Reta? Then Trevino comes into play.
Well, certainly you have to believe so, because after that, on that first drive, you saw Isaiah get the football. You saw him in space. That was the game plan, to get the football to Isaiah Trevino in space. Take the pressure off Reta and Tyrone Harper. With credit to O'Connor, they're covering Isaiah. And they're covering all the receivers, because Reta has all the room up the middle. Nobody's open to throw the football. So depending on this is the chess match here. They've been playing checkers for a while. Now it's going to go to chess. The next possession after that. What am I going to do to set up those gainers to Isaiah Trevino?
And we've talked about this. The great ones are always one play ahead, one step ahead, and that's what Mole, and that's what Leal, and that's what Gomez are known for. They're known for making adjustments at halftime.
Kevin, how many coaches are down there on the sidelines watching this football game?
I almost got distracted. I ran into Steve Marroquin, who's the OC over at Brownsville Hanna. He's doing good. Gus Cavazos is down there as well. Ben Lopez is down there as well, one of our old friends who's recruiting. He said to tell you hello. So I told him you were up here, and he got excited right away. I've been getting messages. People are excited that you guys are streaming this game. They said you guys are doing a good job. So, hey, word's getting out there, and people are enjoying the broadcast. So
talk about the feel of this crowd. How ready are they to get behind any big play that happens for this team?
Oh, they are 100%. They got streamers. They got dog barking, or I don't know if it's off a horn or if it's by themselves, but it's San Benito.
It's pretty good, whatever it is.
It's pretty good. Whatever it is, it's pretty good. And it's San Benito, because there's people, Joe, I don't know if you noticed, all along the fence line here about halfways, people are standing, and they're not here for O'Connor. They're wearing purple and gold. I mean, this is the biggest crowd I've seen in 8 years maybe. And I mean, you've seen it, but this is really a first for me, being in a third-round playoff game for San Benito.
Welcome to San Benito football.
Welcome to San Benito.
I've seen it with PI. We've seen it with PI and Sherryland.
Sure.
But with San Benito, I mean, I know they don't mess around, and these fans are behind them 100%. And it's a heck of an atmosphere. There's tons of people, too, on the sidelines as well, so it's kind of hard to maneuver.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. But it's a great atmosphere.
They're talking about there's going to be over 10,000 tomorrow in Los Fresnos for the reigning state champions to come into town. But we talked about it. Bobby Morrow Stadium holds a lot. And on the home side at Bobby Morrow, it would not hold what's right here watching this football game.
No, it would not. And again, a credit. You can sing their praises all night long. A credit to not only San Benito fans, but fans from around the valley. I've seen some T-shirts from Harlingen. I've seen some purple, white. That means it's either Westaco or Westaco East, perhaps. Maybe somebody that couldn't make it to the game. There's support out there valley-wide, and it's always nice to see that.
They need a break. They need the Hounds to get a stop. They need to turn this thing into a tie game, and then we'll have some real fireworks. 7:43 to go before the second half. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll be closer to kickoff. This is Rio Sports Live.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar, perfecto para familias grandes y reuniones. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
We're back here in the press box at halftime. The San Benito coaching staff making their way back up here, and they're heading back over there. They've got everything lined up, boys. 28-21. It's going to come down to, Kevin goes for the wish list. Can we get some turnovers? It really is going to come down to, can we get a couple of stops? Third and longs, they're rare in this football game for either team. But third and longs, San Benito's defense is going to have to start some.
They are, or at least, try to force O'Connor into making some mistakes. Penalties, misalignments, things like that. They've shown they can do that already. But, as Kevin alluded to, who's going to make the first mistake? Whether if it's a turnover, whether if it's a blown coverage on defense. Because right now, both teams are playing pretty solid football. Again, aside from the turnovers that San Benito's made and the special teams let down there. But they're right in this football game. I'd be feeling pretty good right now in that locker room.
Right. Not only was the 3rd and 14 a big play, but 4th and 5, what a beautiful design by Gilbert Leal, that fake up the middle and that bootleg. What a huge play for San Benito. It goes to the confidence that they have in themselves to go for it on 4th down and 5 to not kick a field goal. So the confidence is there. The adjustments will be there. So I really like where San Benito's headed into the second half.
Hounds already back on the field. They're back in the sidelines warming up, and then the Panthers will make their way out here. And, final thoughts here, getting ready for this. I mean, I say it often in a game that's decided by a touchdown or less in the halftime locker room. Coaches can look their players straight in the eye, easy, and say, you can win this football game. And you can believe that because, it literally is. Go win this football game. Is that what it is?
And it is. And, you hate to say, well, it's only the offense. But right now, the offense, they need to keep that fire that they have right now. There's ultimate confidence over there. They've moved the football the entire first half. They don't want to lose that. They want to keep that pedal to the metal. Keep doing what you're doing. Let them adjust to what we're doing. And we talk about pace and tempo again. If San Benito can get that back completely, they have a wonderful chance to win this football game.
Let me touch on that. It's not anything trickery. This is San Benito doing what San Benito has done all year. So they don't have to make an adjustment, and they're not catching O'Connor off guard.
Right.
They're executing.
Right, yeah, you're absolutely right. And that first drive is what they have been all year. Up-tempo, get everybody involved. Reta to Harper, breaking it free. So, yeah, but for me, that X factor going into the second half is going to be Isaiah Trevino. Can they get him involved enough in this football game, get him in space to make a couple plays? Because we already see what Reta's doing with his feet, and we see what Tyrone Harper is doing not only through the air but on the ground. So for me, the X factor is not only the defense, but most importantly on the offensive side is Isaiah Trevino.
Kevin Naro, writer for the Valley Morning Star. Catch his story tomorrow. Sidebar coming from my crime and partner right here on my left-hand side. This is Armando Garza. I'm Joe Bowling. Guys, thanks again for joining me for the pregame, Kevin, and for taking the time at halftime for being up here.
Yes, sir.
Armando, thanks again. We'll talk during the second half.
Can't wait.
Back after this.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here, the Greyhounds of San Benito made their way back out onto the football field first, and here come the O'Connor Panthers, and they're making their way out onto this football field. And we are ready for the second half. We talked about San Benito adjustments and talk about who's going to make a play. If you're O'Connor's defensive coordinator, head coach David Molesky can simply say, get me one stop, and this one's over.
And he's probably tired of seeing Eric Reta run up the middle. Going to have nightmares about that. But, no, really, I mean, the adjustments will come. A well-coached team like this, they will make adjustments. So it's a matter of who is going to adjust better and who's going to react. And no doubt the talk in that locker room was, we need to stop number 5 because he's burning us up the middle.
Let's talk about some statistics unofficially. San Benito Greyhounds with 63 yards of total offenses, 84 through the air. Panthers, 13 carries, 40 yards, only 3 yards per carry. 10 of 14 in the air for 149 yards, 189 yards of total offense. 263 to 189. The Greyhounds outgain O'Connor. Arguably, their offense was on the field.
They're comfortable doing that, Joe. You know, they want to be out there because they've shown the prowess of moving the foot. Second half.
Panthers will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see if the Hounds even dare try to kick the ball deep. They've already had one return for 6. Kickoff is a high kick. This is going to be a fair call for. One player calls for a fair catch. Another one.
And that should be a flag, and there it is.
It is, yep.
You know, you can't do that as a player, call a fair catch to distract the coverage team and let somebody else take it.
Grayson Lee called for the fair catch, and then behind him was Millard Bradford, who said, hey, I've returned one for 6 already. I don't want to fair catch that ball.
Yeah, I don't think Lee did that on purpose. I think he might have thought he had a shot at the ball, realized he didn't, but he had already called for a fair catch.
So penalty yards against O'Connor. We talked about penalty yards. Now, if you're
San
Benito,
who
you're
mentioned
like,
that on the halftime show.
yeah, you're like, hey, I'd like that to happen after the snap on first down, because
Right.
this will just simply move them back to start the drive.
Correct.
We'll see what the Hounds do defensively. Now, Tyrone Harper was in as a corner on the last possession for O'Connor of the first half. This time Harper is not on the field. O'Connor will counter now and bring wide receivers all over this football field. Wide left, they'll isolate man-to-man coverage over on the left-hand side, and watch there. 2 receivers short side of the field to the right. Roel Sanchez, 10 of 14, 149 yards. Man in motion is Hughes. Sanchez rolls out. Running play, and he goes nowhere. Might have gained a yard.
Got Ryan Castillo and Payne Guajardo there to make that tackle, as we talked about at the halftime show. Can't let him break too many tackles. You know, the opportunities are ultra important every time you need to break down, wrap, and make a simple textbook tackle, and that's what you got right there.
2nd and 9, and immediately shift your eyes to the far left side of the field where Grayson Lee lines up as a wide receiver. Wide left, and they'll isolate him. Wide receiver, wide right as well. Sanchez with 2 backs in the backfield for protection. Hounds giving up some ground coverage, and it's a running play, and this is going to go out across the 27 near the 28-yard line. 3rd down coming up.
There's Pedro Gomez. Gomez was a leading tackler for San Benito this season, and in this scheme, in this kind of a stacked scheme, it's funneled towards him, and he needs to make those tackles. He missed one earlier, but I told you he wouldn't miss too many, and he made a good one right there to set up a 3rd and short.
3rd and 4 on the first possession of the second half. Panthers of San Antonio O'Connor have not been stopped yet. They want to throw. Here comes some pressure. Sanchez gets rid of it, and it's going to be a completed pass for a 1st down across the 35 to the 36, and they go right to Lee.
In a split second, he got rid of that football. Ryan Castillo was charging hard on the right side. He would have been there in another step or two. Credit to Roel Sanchez. Again, the poise that this kid shows, very, very impressive.
That was more pressure, though, than what we saw in the first half. We'll see if that transpires into something positive for the Greyhounds of San Benito. Sanchez takes a snap, running play or right-hand side, and that's going to be second effort by Patterson, which will gain a yard or 2. He's thrown backwards, but he ends up gaining 3. Second down coming up for O'Connor. 10:33 in the 3rd quarter. We just started. San Antonio O'Connor trailed 7-0 and then rattled off 21 points before each team started scoring back and forth. Currently a 7-point game. Sanchez on 2nd down, call it 6 yards to go. 3 receivers right-hand side. He's going to run up the middle. He slips a tackle, and he gets to the 49 near the midfield stripe, falls forward. That's a 1st down. 10-yard gain for Roel Sanchez.
A nifty run there, but he took some shots there, Joe.
Second and
he took
third
about
hit
3 or
were
4
big
good
ones.
shots right there. And I'm still impressed with Roel Sanchez. He's just, you talk about poise, he doesn't seem like he panics. He's got things under control here. He has command of this football team.
8 carries, 36 yards. He's 11 of 15 in the air. Stands back there in a shotgun formation. Hands it off, and here comes Dylan Murray. Murray has some room up the middle. That's a gain of 8, and Dylan Murray is becoming the feature back here in this game.
And he's been one of the go-tos for O'Connor, and there he goes out of the game. Every time he makes a play, he goes to the sideline, then he comes back and makes another play later on. So the confidence they have in this kid, and he hasn't let them down yet, Joe.
He's a junior. He steps off the field, and now they bring in Trayshawn Patterson, who's their leading rusher on the season. Stands in the backfield, second down and very short. Call it a yard to go, and Patterson spins forward, and he's on a gaining yard, and that's all they needed for a first down. Then a big hit comes in after the play, no flag on it.
And San Benito had a blitz called there, and they timed it perfectly. They were all in the backfield. He was able to spin away there and get the first down, but Mike Mull bringing some pressure here in the third quarter, and they saw something they liked up the middle.
So there are some adjustments that have been made. You can see that already. Clock running, 8:57 to go. This is a sustained drive by O'Connor. Longest time their offense has been on the field yet. Play action, Sanchez wants it all. Deep man, wide open, easy 6. Lee on the catch. 38 yards, touchdown O'Connor.
That corner fell down on that play. San Benito coaching staff wanted an illegal procedure. There was some movement before the snap. They were trying to get a flag. And unfortunately, the corner fell down on that play. Wide open, hits him in stride.
For Grayson Lee, that's his second touchdown reception of the ball game. Stops the clock with 8:45 to go, and we're back to a 2-score lead for the Panthers of San Antonio O'Connor, who have been making San Benito play catch-up since early in the second quarter. Extra point is away and good. O'Connor strikes first. We're in the second half. Back after this on RealSportsLive.com.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar de comida demasiado. El Zarape en todo el valle.
We're back here after the kickoff. I'm Joe Bowling, Armando Garza, and wow, the O'Connor Panthers showing still. They're a formidable force on offense.
They are, and again, stretching the field, which we hadn't seen in a while, and they're not afraid to throw the football down the field. And with a quarterback like Sanchez, I wouldn't be either.
Tyrone Harper stands back in the back of this kick return team for the San Benito Greyhounds, stands inside his 10-yard line.
Just a quick shout out, got a couple messages on Facebook. Ronnie Gonzalez, former Greyhound quarterback himself, one of the best to ever do it for the Purple and Gold, tuning in, as well as one of your old buddies, Wally Gonzalez, former chief of police in Port Isabel, the announcer, says to tell you hello.
There's a kickoff. My shouts are right back at you, my friends. Harper going to field it, steps back in his end zone, going to bring it out. Try to get something going here on a kick return. He's out across the 15 to the 20, 25-yard line, still on his feet to the 30, takes on a tackler, runs over a man to the 35 to the 37-yard line, and there's the heart of Tyrone Harper.
Vintage Tyrone Harper there. He refuses to go down. It's very hard for one guy to get him down, and you just saw the effort there, and they're going to need some more of that here coming up.
He was actually looking for who he could run at next, which is what you like to see from a recruiting perspective. What's the outlook on him playing at the next level, Armando?
He's got people looking at him. There's no doubt about that. I know there's a couple of recruiters down there in the sideline. I won't mention names, but there's a couple down there. I can see them from here.
Running play for the Greyhounds, and here he comes. It's Isaiah Trevino in the secondary for a first down on the first carry in a big game.
Right on cue, Joe. On the first possession, Gilbert Leal knows he needs to get the ball to Isaiah Trevino in space, gets it to him, and now here we go with the tempo.
From the jet sweep, he gains 18. First down for the Greyhounds, 8:26 to go. If you're getting outscored, you just simply crank it up and try to score more. Retta wants to throw over the middle, caught by Trevino. 25-yard line to the 21. First down on a 19-yard strike.
Back to Isaiah Trevino. If Eric had let him a little more, it would have been a score. Not to be greedy or anything, but still a great play, and the Greyhounds are on the move here.
First down play for Retta. Takes a snap, drops back to throw again. Out it goes to Harper, wide open. 6 points, just like that.
Can this kid play or what?
Harper out of the backfield. All Garza had to do was loft it close to his direction. That was 6.
The play call, just outstanding. Got to give a lot of credit to Gilbert Leal and the offensive staff. I've said his name about 100 times tonight, but there's a reason he's one of the best in the business. You just saw it.
Extra point up and good. What's it going to take to win this game? 50? Right now, 35-28. We're expecting more. Back after this.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
We are back here, and well, the first half started with San Benito scoring on their opening drive, and then in the blink of an eye, San Antonio O'Connor answered that with a score of their own. This half starts with San Antonio O'Connor on a sustained drive that ends up with a touchdown on a big play, but San Benito, bang, 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 touchdown.
And again, it's just the prowess of this offense. You know, no fear. They got a lot of plays to call, and they have O'Connor off balance right now. Now it's just got to carry over to the defense. Can they get the stop? Can they get off the field on third down? Can they not commit a back-breaking penalty? We're about to see that here.
High kickoff. That's going to be a fair catch called for, and it was made this time by Lee. Had to stumble forward to catch it at the last second. We're still looking for our game's first turnover. That has not yet happened. Correct?
Correct. It has not, and that's why San Benito's in this ball game. They have not cracked under the pressure. They've handled it. A couple of penalties here and there, but they've held on to the football. Now, if they can just get a break, you need that break. You always need one or two breaks, but if they can get one here on the plus side of the field, they can tie this thing up in a hurry.
Panthers, though, the offense has been just literally unstoppable all game long because of quarterback Raul Sanchez running this show. Here comes pressure up the middle, and Sanchez keeps it. No, he hands it off, and a big hole for Patterson. Across the 40-yard line, 35 of the Greyhounds, and a first down. Patterson's first big game-breaking run of the night. 28 yards.
Big credit to him. I don't know how he got out of there, first of all. And the speed, he showcased that on that play. Got to keep him bottled up.
First down play, and this time it's going to be Sanchez keeping himself, giving up ground, and the Hounds are all over it. Three guys hanging on, one trying to strip the ball. Sanchez goes down, loses three. Second down, 13 yards to go. Clock running, 7:23 remaining in the third quarter. Patterson, the deep back in the backfield. Sanchez, two receivers to his right-hand side. Out to the left is Grayson Lee, who's already burned the Hounds a couple of times on deep balls. Sanchez looks in the direction of Lee again. Sliding catch made, and then a hit made, and a penalty flag. Lee caught it, and it was sliding down. I think that Greyhound defender over there may have thought, well, you guys have slid before, but you stay on your feet and spun around. In this case, that's a penalty.
That's a hard play to make, Jacob Cavazos, I don't think he meant to hurt the kid. I don't think it was a cheap shot. I think he was just playing football. Unfortunately, that's a situation where you need to touch him down as opposed to going in there with a shot. And unfortunately, the O'Connor player is still down.
While he's down, we'll take a break. 6:58 remaining. We're in the third quarter. Panthers lead the Hounds. This is Real Sports Live.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the TQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
We are back here, and Grayson Lee goes off under his own power. Looks like he's going to be okay for the O'Connor Panthers. Meanwhile, their offense is okay. They would have been 3rd and 4. Now they're 1st and 10 at the Greyhound 14-yard line. Roel Sanchez once more. He's already put 35 on the board. Here comes pressure. Sanchez runs the option, pitches it to the outside. Hounds cover that well, and down he goes. Loss on the play.
Another well-timed blitz there. Ryan Castillo came up. He timed it perfectly. He was in the backfield before the ball even got there. And that doomed the play from the start, Joe. Excellent time blitz there by Ryan Castillo.
Loss of a couple brings up 2nd down for the Panthers of San Antonio O'Connor. First half, San Benito's offense was on the field more. Now the O'Connor team. 35 is what they've got. Low snap. Sanchez wants to throw, wants it all. In the end zone, up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete. In the direction of Jalen Hughes. Coverage that time. The Hounds were right there. 3rd and long coming up.
That was Alec Prieto. Incidental contact. That's a good no call right there. They're both just playing football.
How many times have I said in 3rd and long for O'Connor tonight? Twice, maybe? And I just said it. 3rd and 12. Is this 4-down territory for O'Connor's Panthers, who lead 35-28? Stream says 34. We got to get an extra point on our scoreboard. They want to throw. Sanchez now going to run. Now going to get hit. Now he goes down. For the first time on the game, I'll say the Hounds defense forces 4th and long for the O'Connor Panthers.
And that's Ryan, the wrecking ball, Reza. Wrecked that play right away. And like I said, when he's making plays, Joe, that's when you know this defense is top-notch.
Officials are talking things over. It's going to be a penalty against San Benito. It's a holding call against San Benito, and so it'll still be 3rd down. 3rd down and call it 5. Football outside the 5 for San Antonio's Panthers from O'Connor. 5:46 to go. Circle that one as a potential opportunity gone by the wayside. Hounds defense still needs to make that one big play. Sanchez can go for the jugular on this one. On 3rd down, man in motion right to left. Sanchez keeps himself running up the middle. He's got a 1st down inside the 5 to about the 3. 1st and goal coming up. New life give, well, or did he get a 1st down, Armando?
It's awfully close. I thought I saw him signal, but they haven't dropped the markers yet. Now they're about to drop them.
1st down. 1st and goal for O'Connor. 5:16 remaining. We're in the 3rd. Sanchez drops back in his shotgun on this 1st down play. Hard count, takes it, hands it off. Patterson running hard. Penalty flag coming in. Sanchez rolled in, wants the touchdown. He was ruled down, and then the penalty came, and where normally you would see a hold. That's the call. Holding against O'Connor.
Haven't been many penalties on O'Connor tonight.
That was a quickly thrown flag on that handoff to Patterson. Still haven't seen Lee check back in the game yet. Now he's in. He'll line up as a receiver for the Panthers to the wide side on the left side of the field. That's the far side as they're on near the hash mark on the right side. 1st and goal. Here comes a blitz by the Greyhounds, incomplete pass. Second and goal coming up.
That's one of those tip balls where you hold your breath for a second. And fortunately, there was no Greyhound in the area. But again, you're waiting for that breakthrough from the San Benito defense. Is it going to come on this possession? You know, a penalty pushes back O'Connor. You know, is this it? They're still waiting for it.
Greyhounds are bringing pressure. You saw some blitzers coming in on some plays on this drive. They're showing blitz again, and here they come. Sanchez has a ton of time. Here comes some pressure. He's going to get hit, and down he goes outside the 25-yard line. Sanchez never saw that one coming.
That's why they call him the wrecking ball. Brian Ressa there.
Third and goal.
And I'll say it again, when he's active, when he's in the backfield, when he's wreaking havoc, that means that the game plan, the scheme is working to perfection because the plays are designed for Ryan Ressa, one of their best athletes, to make plays.
Huge chance of defense now by the Greyhound faithful, trying to spur their team on. Sanchez wants to throw. He's going over the middle. He's got a man inside the 10, down to the 5, and fourth and goal coming up for O'Connor's Panthers.
And they go back to what's worked for them, which is up the seam, up the middle, get behind the linebackers, let Sanchez drop it in there, and he's shown the ability to do that a couple of times tonight. Nice throw there by Raul Sanchez.
Sam Castillo on the catch, becomes the 6th receiver to catch a ball tonight for the Panthers of O'Connor. Clock running, 3:28 to go. Fourth and goal, and O'Connor will bring the field goal unit in, trying to extend to a double-digit lead. Mark it down at the 12. Good snap, good placement, and the kick is good. Panthers up 2 scores again. Now the lead is 10. 3:13 remaining. Kickoff after this.
The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Saturday night on Fox Sports Southwest.
Armando Garza to my right side. I'm Joe Bowling. Thanks again for joining us. We were talking off the air. I asked you. I'll ask it now on the spot. 3 points given up by the San Benito defense. Is that a victory of sorts to take back to the sideline?
I think it is because they stiffened up. They did not allow a touchdown. They got a break on the hold, but they found something that works. Ryan Ressa made plays. They had some good time blitzes there. So they're making some headway. You know, and to hold them to 3 is a victory. And it'll look a heck of a lot better if they can get another touchdown out of the offense here.
I think you could sense that that's the first time that O'Connor on any given snap wasn't confident they were going to gain big yards. First half, that's all they did. Kicker falls down on this kick. It's going to be fielded by the Greyhounds, trying to get across field to the 25-yard line, and nothing doing. Good effort that time, but just nothing there for Jacob Cavazos.
Yeah, Ronaldo Mason made sure Jacob Cavazos didn't get another lengthy kickoff return there, but San Benito's gone 75 yards tonight already, and they'll have to do it again.
3:07 remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds offense was on the field for all but 4 plays in that last drive. Ended up in a touchdown as best I could count. Retta has him in a shotgun formation. Hands it off, and here comes Trevino, and he's going to be hit, and down he goes. Huge hit delivered by Donovan McKnight.
What a play by McKnight. Shook off the block of Tyrone Harper. And he made sure that Isaiah didn't go anywhere.
Makes it 2nd and 15 for the Greyhounds of San Benito. Running play, here comes Harper. Nowhere to go. Dances forward, gained a yard. 3rd and 13 coming up just like that. Well, as fast-paced as the offense looked on their first and only drive here in the third quarter, the San Benito offense has stalled here on the first 2 plays of this drive. 3rd down. Got to get it across the 35 for a first down for Eric Retta. It was here in the first half. He exploited things up the middle with his legs. He's going to run it this time, and he's going to try to dance forward, but he's going to hit at the 25, and that's well short of a first down. That's a quick 3 and out, my friend.
It is, and credit to O'Connor's defense there. They stayed home. They made the tackles when they had to. They, again, you talk about McKnight on first down and forcing things into their playmakers' hands on defense, making tackles. Big time stop there for O'Connor, and they're likely to get good field position here.
Albert Mercado stands back. He's listed as a defensive back for the San Benito Greyhounds. They haven't punted much this season, as we talked about in the first half. Good snap. Kick is away. Pretty good kick. It's going to be returnable for O'Connor. Out across the 35 to the 40-yard line, up the middle of the field to the 45, and that's about it for Millard Bradford. 10-point ball game. Minute 17 left here in the third quarter. And O'Connor, by taking sets of downs into the third down situation, took time off the clock here in this third quarter with a couple of lengthy possessions.
It did, and now here we are again, kind of teetering on, is this going to get out of hand, or are the Greyhounds going to dig deep and make another play to stay in this thing? We're about to find out.
First down play for Roel Sanchez. Fumbles the football. Got it back. It's the first time we've said that ball's been on the turf tonight.
Those are the kinds of breaks that you need against a good team like O'Connor in a third round 6A playoff game. You need those breaks. And like you said, they have not put the ball on the ground too much tonight, if at all, until that play. And those are the breaks you need. And let's see if the Hounds can get another one here.
2nd and 15. O'Connor, again, using more time off the play clock. That's just little things that change the complexion of a football game. Play clock down to 5 as Sanchez waits for the snap. Still waiting with 3. Takes it, another low snap. Throws the ball over the middle. It's going to be caught, and the receiver still running. On the move. Here comes Jalen Hughes, and he's finally brought down with a big hit. 25 yards on that completion.
Hughes got rocked, but unfortunately he got about 25 yards on the play before that.
1st and 10. It went from 2nd and 15 to 1st and 10, and back in San Benito territory is the offense of the Panthers. And here comes Rayshon Patterson running hard, takes on a tackler, hit hard at the 25. There's some hard hitting going on down there. I know that's why you like to usually be on the sidelines, my friends. You like to be around that.
Yeah, there's no substitute. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to be up here alongside yourself, but the feel of a playoff football game, it's second to none.
That, just like that, is the end of the third quarter. That was controlled by the Panthers. There was one possession by the Greyhound offense. They moved it and scored. Other than that, they were stalled, and their defense was on the field for the entire length of time. We'll be back after this for the fourth quarter on Rio Sports Live.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles.
Back here as we start the fourth quarter. O'Connor seeing a blitz up the middle. Sanchez going to run it to the right-hand side. Tries to turn the corner, tucks it upfield inside the 15, 10, 5. He's in the end zone for O'Connor, and another touchdown, this time by the running skills of Roel Sanchez.
Big-time players make big-time plays, and Roel Sanchez has shown a lot tonight. He's shown why he's so highly regarded.
14 carries for 36 yards, but 21 of it came right there. for Sanchez. Biggest lead of the game for the Panthers of San Antonio O'Connor. Extra point coming up, and it is good. 45 points on the board. San Benito with 11:51 to go. Going to have to go to work. We'll be back after this.
Se reveló el secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué el Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar, perfecto para familias grandes y reuniones. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Download the free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Now we're back. 70-14, my friend, across town. 70-14 Velas trails here. 45-28. Greyhounds going to have to come up with some magic in a hurry to get back in this ballgame.
Again, Captain Obvious here, but they don't. The last thing they need is another 3 and out right here. That would essentially put this away.
Connor kicks it off short. Going to be fielded by the Hounds at the 30-yard line. Across the 35. At the 36-yard line, and that's where San Benito's offense will come into play.
I think they're going to get a couple more yards tacked on. It looked like the O'Connor kickoff team left a little early. Perhaps was offside.
Sort out the penalty on that play. We do thank you for joining us on Rio Sports Live. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be back at Los Fresnos High School. The reigning state champions at the Class 6 level, Lake Travis, comes to town. I kind of chuckled earlier this year when someone tried to convince me that Lake Travis is down this year. They were beaten by Westlake, which is across the way doing a number on Vela. But this team
here, Westlake's pretty good.
Beat Westlake. Pass play to the right-hand side for the Greyhounds, and there's nowhere to go on first down. Cavazos on the catch.
You're starting to see the swagger on O'Connor's defense. They're flying to the football. They're making tackles. They're excited. They're hopping around. They can feel that they're 11 minutes and change from a state quarterfinal.
11 minutes, 19 seconds to go for the Greyhounds of San Benito. Man in motion to the right side. They'll run it. Retta keeps it himself. They contain Retta after he gains about 3.
Just as I say, there's swagger there. There was a little extracurricular shoving there that wasn't called.
Second down or third down, just like that. 7 yards to go for San Benito. Their last drive was a 3 and out. Retta out of a shotgun. Harper out of the backfield in motion to the right side. Retta looking, still looking. Now he goes with a deep ball. He overthrows his man. Trevino was back there, but an incomplete pass.
And he's slouched over. Eric Retta saying, I had him. And Isaiah's fast. Just not quite that fast to catch that one.
Stops the clock with 10:34 to go, and the Greyhounds will send the punt team in. Meanwhile, O'Connor's Panthers will send Millard Bradford back. The winner of this gets the winner of tomorrow afternoon's game between Lake Travis and Los Fresnos. Meaning that we knew we would have an undefeated team playing next week in that quarterfinal game. San Benito wants to talk it over. 10:34 remaining. We'll keep it right here. Is this to talk it over about may or may not punt this football?
From the looks of it, it looks like there was some sort of miscommunication. on special teams here. They just want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row. But certainly the fight that the Greyhounds have showed tonight, you hate to talk moral victories in the fourth quarter this early, and certainly nobody's giving up, but they gave them all they could handle, and they, barring some kind of mistake by O'Connor here, time is running out on the Greyhounds, unfortunately.
The 30-yard line, inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Rolls dead there. 45-28 is your score. O'Connor sends the offense back on the field. Second half. Sanchez sees a lot of pressure, but there's whistles blowing before the snap.
There's some movement up front.
9:42 remaining in this ball game. Sanchez stands at his own 5-yard line on third down. Got to get it across the 31 for a first down. Drops back to throw, lofts it downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. In the direction of Sam Castillo, and for the first time on the night, the Panthers punting team enters the football field.
And you put the fastest man on the team. It's this guy right here.
9:36 remaining in the game. Hounds should get good field position out of this as Trevino stands in Panther territory to return this punt. Kick is a low kick. Out of bounds it goes. That's marked out at the 30-yard line. That's where San Benito's offense takes over.
Quick
Down
score
17.
here, Joe. Quick score here. You get it to 10 points with 9 minutes left. Because the real fans, the diehard fans, are the ones that are here right now, Joe. The fans who haven't been here all year are the ones that you see starting to trickle out.
First down play for the Hounds, and here comes Harper. Running play to the right-hand side. Makes a man miss outside and steps out of bounds to stop the clock. Second down, 15 counting. They didn't stop the clock for some reason. Redda. At the 15. Now he's running hard. Now he's out of bounds yet again. First down for Tyrone Harper.
Right at the 9-minute mark, too. So, again, quick score here.
Puts him over the 100-yard mark in rushing. Got him for 101 for the Greyhounds. Here comes Harper again. This time he's hitting. Down he goes, wrapping him up with a big tackle is Diamond Rios, a senior defensive end. Maybe a yard on that play. The clock, which is the ultimate enemy, continues to run against the Greyhounds. Redda passes it right side. Cavazos makes a man miss to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds, close to first down yardage on a completion to Jacob Cavazos.
And most important, Joe, right there is he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. We still got 8:33 to go here, and time is of the essence. You hit the nail on the head right there. Hounds need a quick score right here. and they're knocking on the door now.
Red, a double tight end set, I formation, man in motion, handoff, deep back is Harper, bounces it to the outside, gonna have to hurry. Gonna get hit, and down he goes. And this time it was Zaire Taylor who.
It's gonna be very close.
The ball is going. What's going on there? Here's what comes into now play. The safety does make a difference. It turns it to a two-possession game with one touchdown.
It does, and Gomez is living. I think he wanted a measurement or some kind of
at least he wanted a measurement on that play.
You would expect on that. He is hot, and rightfully so.
He's not going to get it because they've already moved the chains. What I didn't see an official. Normally you'll see an official come out and he'll make an indication that this is where the ball was at. And there was guys standing there in the middle, but no one really planting a foot saying here's the spot.
The ball was spotted at the 3-yard line. And that's what he's arguing. He's saying, hey, well, we had to get to the 3 or just inside.
Nonetheless, it's Panther football, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 3. Panthers have been outgained in this ball game by the Greyhounds. Well, it looks like the Panthers may have a new quarterback in the game, but I'm not sure. There may be Sanchez out there. First down out of the gun. Handoff, running play. Gain of a yard.
Left to spare.
One of our sponsors tonight, La Especial Bakery, baking for your favorite pastries, fresh day for 77 years in San Benito. Especial has handoff and running play again. Sanchez runs to the 5 and gets thrown down there.
La Special
Businesses providing essential community products and services daily supports the San Benito. That's the Chamber of Commerce helping us bring the broadcast back home to the fans. In no hurry are the Panthers offense on 3rd and 9. 7:14 to go. Pass play for Sanchez. That's going to be picked off. No, it's not. Dropped. No, it's tipped and completed. Or is it? No, incomplete. That was a bouncy football.
And Albert Mercado will remember that for the rest of his life, unfortunately.
He had 6 in his eyes.
He did. He did.
Clock stops with 7:03 remaining. Blanquita's Mexican Restaurant, another sponsor, 190 tradition. Punting play, and that one's going to get away, nearly blocked. Trevino lets it roll. For the Panthers, right at the 40-yard line, Greyhounds take over with Greyhounds will take over. We do thank our sponsors who brought this game, constructing stuff on the way up here, putting together.
I'm give a quick shout to Lamar Lewis helping us on the camera work. Great job as the whole production team that you guys first class all the way as usual, Joe.
Reverse, and here come the Greyhounds. It's Trevino trying to get to the outside. He'll turn the corner at the 40, 35, down to about the 32-yard line. 8-yard gain, but wait, this is coming back. Penalty on the far side of the field. An injury on the play as well. Again, our sponsors tonight, we'll go over them a couple more of these are San Benito faithful. La Special Bakery, they are baking your favorite pastries fresh daily. Pastries. Sweet Tooth, you got one? We'll go there. La Special Bakery, Robertson Street in San Benito. Penalties against the Hounds, 15-yard variety.
Friends at the Wings check. Say hi to all our Benito as well.
Says to the yard line.
Go back to the first year I started. I'll finish this in a moment. First one, and I remember it was the first time I was covering, and I was all amped up. I was like, I can't wait for next week. It's going to be exciting. And you're like, we're going to be one out of this room. Oh, we'll get someone out of there. And then I started all players out here playing right now for San Benito. It's on the other side of the field.
Talk about him so long.
Interrupting the pass for a 15-yarder against the O'Connor Panthers. Tomorrow we'll be broadcasting from Los Fresnos. We'll be gaining more ad space on there. Will be 5:28 here. O'Connor has led since early in the second quarter. Outside, gains the out couple. Harper over 100 yards rushing. Retta over 100 yards rushing.
And you can't say enough about what Tyrone Harper was in that season and his career. It's fit right into the mentality of the program. And Tyrone certainly grew as a player.
Wants to throw, looking right side, and Trevino makes a great catch inside the 25-yard. Took a hit as he was run by Evan, 10 yards.
What an effort by Isaiah. And it's just been a joy to watch him and grow as a football player.
Retta wants to throw again. This time he fires one left side. It's going to be.
Retta's pass is incomplete. There is a penalty marker on the play.
They try to draw him off sides there, Joe. Catch him off guard. But they blew it dead. Obviously, there might have been some contact to blow it dead.
They did draw the defense off sides. 5:48 to go. And statistically, the Greyhounds unofficially 381 yards of offense compared to San Antonio O'Connor's 329. Kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half is a glaring number. Pass play for Retta. Now he's going to run across the 20, 15 to the 10, running hard, out of bounds. First down and goal coming up for San Benito. Second time here in the fourth quarter they've been this close.
You need those types of breaks. You need everything. And San Benito didn't do much wrong tonight. If you really look at it, no turnovers, some penalties for sure, and some failed conversions here and there, but they haven't played an ugly football game tonight.
Direct snap to Harper before that. That play is blown dead.
I think O'Connor called timeout right before the snap.
Well, we got that timeout, reminding you that First Community Bank is located in others have branches, they have roots. First Community Bank, a proud sponsor for the broadcast today, and congratulations to players and families, coaches, fans, and teachers that make athletic academic success possible. Experience banking on a first-name basis. That's First Community Bank. I know they joined in to help us with Los Fresnos, and San Benito this week was Los Again, I was ending the sponsor list that we put together in a short period of time for this broadcast.
Absolutely, and one of my good friends, Steve Rivera, is one of the officers there, and he was tuning into the broadcast. and they've always supported their hometown teams.
They jumped in to help us out as well. Things that will end of things. Production of commercials. That's so many things. Here on is to get a lot of 11-point game. You've had back-to-back stops.
Crazier things have happened.
Point coming up for San Benito's Greyhounds. Oh, again, the San Benito Chamber of Commerce, one of the sponsors, group of hometown. Your San Benito.
The support these guys get.
Running play for Patterson. Short of first down yardage. Brought down to the 13. 3:07 left in the game. Third down for the O'Connor Panthers.
You certainly have to talk about the effort that San Benito put forth tonight. Just tremendous. Prognosticators from the start said San Benito has the best shot, and they certainly gave us that and a lot more tonight.
Out of the shotgun, Sanchez takes it, hands it off. Running play, and that's going to be short of first down yardage. Greyhounds cover that. 10-point game, 2:25 remaining. Greyhounds have one timeout left. They'll keep that in their pocket right now. I would guess that O'Connor's Panthers are going to let this run all the way down. Well, Sanchez in no hurry to run this play. The Tacos called us earlier this week, and they were that's one report to locally in San Benito. That kind of goes hand in hand. Greyhounds defense back on the field. Coming up. Here's his though. And here, fourth down. They come goal coming up. 5 yards. That's unofficial, but nonetheless, half scores.
Well, and a big tip of the hat to O'Connor. I mean, they came to right there. It wasn't just, he had plenty of cast of characters around.
Minute 38 to go, and O'Connor showed up and I thought the other team would be within 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I said 50.
And I bounce here or there, and they say enough about, again, the fight that San Benito put up tonight. They came up here to play, and they did tonight. Definitely.
That extra bit with a minute 38.
Download the free Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 19 1974, El Pato has been serving Mexican food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade any way you want. Start your day with patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado. To meaty, cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato Valley-wide.
Back here is we are ready. Kick it short. Greyhounds will field it up the Hart. Penalty on this play, though, back around the 40-yard line.
Ronaldo Mason, there is a penalty marker on the play.
All right, this is senior heavy.
They'll be back. They've got some kids who they moved up earlier. And I'll be first mention this game 2 years for a kid named got some carries here and there, but Tyler Castilleja will be the future running back. And more importantly, they have the staff. Should it remain intact, tends to try to get poached, for head coaches, and there are some deserving coaches on this staff for opportunities. At the time, the hours, the minutes, everything, the attention to detail that the coaches put in, it's just a tremendous amount of work.
First down play for Eric. Drop back middle, 35-yard line, looking for a block at the 30. Upended and driven down out of bounds. And the official, I think, threw a flag that doesn't like it. Flag. Second down. Now the whistle blows. Stops the clock with 1:15 to go.
It was an O'Connor timeout.
Timeout O'Connor.
Not sure on that one as to why.
That is O'Connor's third and final timeout.
Their coaching staff was livid over there, my friends.
Got it.
52-35 is your score. And the O'Connor coaching staff was just outright all over the official on that side after that tackle was made on Eric Retta. And they called that timeout.
They did, and if you can see along the railing here in the front, you got all the Greyhound faithful lined up, ready to salute this team. And again, we talk about their place in history, and this team will go down as one of the best in San Benito.
There's a long, deep ball in the end zone. Touchdown, San Benito. Retta won't go away quietly. Tyler Solis reels it in for the score.
Really good to see Tyler Solis get a touchdown. Very talented football player, and nice to see him go out with a score here.
1:09 left. Extra point coming up from San Benito.
But you mentioned senior heavy, and this class will go down as one of the greatest to lace them up for San Benito. All the success under Dan Gomez, the playoff runs, the shared or outright district championships, 3 Battle of the Arroyo wins the last 4 years.
Extra point, Greyhounds will go for 2, and they'll pass it over to Tyrone Harper, and he's in the end zone for the score. Extra point, 2 points. 9-point game. Make it an 8-point game. 9-point game.
9-point lead.
I was getting wishful there for a second. Checking on it. We're getting some feedback that the stream has been shaky in the fourth quarter. 52-43 your score here. We'll keep it here. Reminding you again that our broadcast tomorrow from Los Fresnos, we've got some additional sponsors that we're going to get into that game as we get production working on some of the other stuff. Armando Garza going to get out of here. Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Joe. It's always a pleasure to do the games with you, and just a quick shout out to this San Benito Greyhound team and the coaching staff and everybody associated, the players, the trainers, everybody who does a great job. And like I said, as part of this staff, I get to see that from start to finish. So it's been a privilege to be a tiny part of this program, and hopefully more good things to come under Coach Dan Gomez.
Great job tonight.
Thank you.
That's Armando Garza. I'll wrap it up for us here. 1:09 to go in this ball game. Meanwhile, the Greyhounds will try the onside kick. That takes a high bounce, and it goes out of bounds. 1:05 to go. Penalty on the play. We'll see what this one's all about. I think it's going to be against, it went out of bounds, so that's against the Greyhounds. So O'Connor will take over. 52-43 is your score.
47-yard line, 1st and 10 O'Connor.
Greyhounds scored first in this ball game. The Panthers answered with 21 points, and that pretty much told the story. After that, it was all catch-up for San Benito, and they never quite got back over the hill. They got to within 7 several times. But credit to this O'Connor team. Undefeated on the year, and they'll remain undefeated as they line up in a shotgun formation here. Sanchez will take a knee. San Benito had one timeout left. They'll take that.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen. Time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here with minute 2 from Los Fresnos. Lake Travis in town. Panthers will take a knee, and the Greyhounds can stop the clock no more. Roel Sanchez and company were tested by the San Benito Greyhounds tonight, but found a way to notch a win in the column. Sanchez finishes with 19 carries for 67 yards. It was 15 out of 22 in the air for 241 yards. Sanchez takes a knee, and they will not have to take another snap. San Antonio score to 43. Greyhound faithful. A bunch of them came, and a bunch of them are still here. And they'll watch a spirited group of kids go shake hands with a good, talented football team from San Antonio.
The free Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Get live high school scores from across the state. Check out team schedules and show your school spirit live online. Download the best high school football app in Texas. Search Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
Since 1974,
Back here at
El
Buccaneer
Pato
Stadium
has
in
been
Corpus
serving
Christi,
Mexican
Texas.
food that's hot, fresh, and made to order. Patos are handmade tortillas filled any way you want. Start your day with Patos filled with eggs, bacon, chorizo, you name it. For lunch or dinner, savor our famous guisado, beef or chicken, on a pato or on a plate. And El Pato also cooks up tasty Mexican plates from fajitas to meaty, cheesy enchiladas, all from scratch. So dine in or carry out at any El Pato.
El secreto. La taquería El Zarape fue nombrada la número 1 en el área. Descubra por qué El Zarape siempre es la solución fresca y sabrosa para todos los apetitos al mejor precio. Desde ricos tacos calientes y platos de desayuno tradicionales a abundantes opciones de almuerzo y cena. Favoritos como el Corn Taco Combo, fajitas, tortas, tostadas, papas al horno y más. O el popular paquete familiar, perfecto para familias grandes y reuniones. Corra la voz sobre las ofertas de comida demasiado buenas para perderse. En la taquería El Zarape en todo el valle.
Back here after we wrap things up, Armando Garza, thanks again for joining me. And Kevin Naro, who was here earlier, is now down interviewing coaches. That's the toughest job there is right now in sports. I've been there many a time when you have to go down and talk to a coach when, first of all, you've lost a football game. Second of all, you've just had to look your seniors in the eye and tell them goodbye. And then the reporters have to come in. And so those guys have got it up against them. I know what they're going through right now, but they'll do a terrific job. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast here tonight. Again, we thank our sponsors who joined in. We were looking at 3 computers here, 3 cameras, another setup in another location, and we were trying to put production together on the fly. So we've got some sponsors that will notch in on the Los Fresnos game tomorrow. The sponsors that we did get in, we thank you beyond the shadow of a doubt. You helped us get to where we are right now, and you'll help us get to where we're going. For everyone else behind the scenes that helped run this, Nick Martinez back there running the camera on the side, to Kevin's sister right here, to my wife Dahlia, and to everyone else that helped us run this show. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. That's going to wrap it up here. The O'Connor Panthers win this one over the San Benito Greyhounds. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Until next time, which is tomorrow afternoon at Los Fresnos, I'm Joe Bowling. Good night, everybody.